Okay, hello and welcome to session 18 of the Crossmeet campaign. It is currently the 5th of rotting, and the PCs are several levels down in a lighthouse, the chamber they found below the lighthouse. So, previously in Kuthania, the PCs had met with Lady LeSever after returning Fyro safely, and she wants them to locate an orc named Grinthlock, who will hopefully be able to provide information on how to get into Mektaroth, an orc fortress, to recover a book which has information she seeks. To that end, they met with Slag, a half-orc, in town, and he sold them the alleged, not yet confirmed, location of Grinthlock, and that was the lighthouse. When the PCs investigated the lighthouse, they found a, quote, lighthouse keeper, quote, and he was acting a bit odd and unfriendly and eventually disappeared. They later found him 2 levels down in this chamber that runs beneath the lighthouse, and from questioning of an Ogrillion, have uncovered what seems to be a slaver ring going on. So I'm going to put up the map. Oh my god, I have so many maps. Which one is it? This one. This one. So this is where you guys currently are. You came down from the south. From the north, there's another one. You can see barrels and crates and sacks there. You were attacked by 2 Ogrillions and a lighthouse keeper. You've killed the lighthouse keeper and I believe one of the Ogrillions, and you have the other one tied up, and we're just finishing questioning him. So we're going to pick it up right there. So Grim, you just tell us whatever you want about what you're doing, thinking, looking like, saying.
Yeah. So well, Grim is kind of sitting near the prisoner, and at this point he's just kind of looking him over for any kind of basically I'm searching him. So while he's tied up, I'm gonna search him for anything I might have on him.
Okay, so you can have his weapons. He has a very large battle axe, and he's got a large javelin. He's not wearing armor of any kind.
Okay. Does he have any?
He has no pouches or valuables on. No, not on him. Nope.
Okay.
On the lighthouse keeper, again, you can find his weapons, but you can also find a key.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously we'll grab the key, pocket that for now, and
okay.
Kind of look at it and make a note of its, size and dimensions to be able to pick out what lock it goes in at some other point. And
okay. Yeah. Make an investigate roll.
Oh, sure. Oops. Dice. Dice are good. Fair. 21.
It looks like an average door key.
Okay.
Balmera, so I believe you were the one who incapacitated this Ogrillion with a sleep spell. Awake now, but tied up. And tell us what you're doing, saying, thinking, slaying.
Just putting away her straight razor, since he promised to behave. Looking at the others, I kind of... okay, she's gonna ask them if we are gonna continue down, since we now know there's so many slavers. That you'll go and check out what do they call it? The trappings of the lift going further down. See if it's similar to this one we came down with. And if I can hear anything from underneath.
No, but you weren't able to hear anything from the shaft above here either. So, Jaded or Talrun, do you want to respond to that?
Mm-hmm. To her question, or for our bit, then?
Either.
Both.
Yeah, whatever. Go.
Alright, yeah, so, yeah, of course we're going down. And I'm going to look away from Balmera and at the dead Ogrillion that she stabbed through the chest, and look around the room while, like, leaning on one of those crates. That's what we'll hide for, isn't it?
I have no idea what we're here for.
Do you not pay attention to these do you not pay attention to these meetings we have?
We have
Seriously?
Of course I do. You know, I really wished that I had gone down to the slag pit before we go. We went out here.
Well, if we get back, we should be able to spend some extra time there. And
yeah, if we get back.
oh, come on!
Those
It wasn't
are
that
crates,
bad, was
right,
it?
Rob?
I'm sorry?
Those are crates, right?
Yes? Yep, crates,
Alright.
barrels, and sacks. That's
Yeah.
my limiter skills.
But
I kind of
upstairs,
just start punching one of the crates to open it.
Okay, so
Abruptly.
inside you find clothing designed for a cold climate.
I look curious at that and go over to check that out. Okay, this place just gets weirder and weirder.
Oh, it does get cold over here.
Okay, but these are kind of like storage, right? These are not like the...
It's not always cold.
Okay, normal people don't keep stuff locked in a crate.
Crates are used for storage. I look around for confirmation at this. Yes.
He's also
I just nod my head non-committally and wave it off as if to say it's Fillmore. It's Fillmore.
it's possible that his stuff is being stockpiled.
Mm-hmm. Never mind. She does this and go over to the left, going down. Are we going?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right, so this lift is like the others. There is a crank. You can operate it from here.
Oh, our prisoner. What I'm going to do, I'll just kind of roll him onto his side over near the wall, and what's in those sacks, by the way?
Grains mostly.
Okay, I'm gonna pile all the sacks first around him and then on top of him.
Okay. Okay. So all he can do is give you a dirty look.
I make sure he's got a little air pocket and space to breathe and all that.
We have two prisoners.
I thought that was just the one.
Now, Jadab.
I thought you killed. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I think the lighthouse keeper was killed, right?
Yeah. No, he went down.
He was
Jadab stabilized him.
What? Okay, so one of the Ogrillions is killed. I'm good with that. I know you killed one of them.
Well, in that case, I'll bury both of them the same way.
Okay, so they do a pretty good glower at you.
I take their glower and give him a wink.
You take no damage from their glower.
Glower power.
Give him a wink. Give him a wink. Exchange.
Well,
I'll,
1d4 psychic glowering damage.
No, they're not that skilled. They're low-level glowers.
yeah, so just to kind of muffle any noise they might make, and to make them.
Yeah, sure, you can
unseen.
tag them if you like.
Oh well, I kind of assumed they were, but yeah, if not, we will.
No problem.
So, should we assume that these guys on the next level will know we are coming?
I don't think so. I mean, if we didn't hear these guys from above, and they didn't hear us coming down, they didn't hear us up there. I don't think if it's the same type of setup, I don't think they'll hear us. They would have heard us below.
These people were waiting for us.
Yeah, these people.
Well, true.
So if before we get here, they tell people downstairs we are coming, then yes, they are waiting for us. We will not know until we get down there.
Maybe we could send down the lift without anyone.
How much do you think that lift can take? I mean, I'm assuming it's used for cargo and many men, that sort of thing. Would it take all of us plus some cargo down?
Maybe 800 pounds.
Sure.
Can of course take a bunch of those crates.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. We could stack up a couple crates as cover.
Yeah, like a defensive wall. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
And look how big those Agrillions are.
Well, I mean, it's not going to give us a lot of protection, but it might give us protection from a first volley of, say, crossbow bolts or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So we'll drag a couple of the crates over, and basically on the lift, build a little, a little bit of cover for ourselves, so we can kind of hunker down behind it.
Yeah, I'll
cool.
put
a little barricade.
Yeah, I'll put sacks of grain on top, kind of like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing fancy, but like I said, at least to buy us, a little bit of cover, till we suss out the situation.
So, how are you operating the lift? Main chain is not strong enough to turn it, to crank it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can do it. I can get down.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so 3 of you get on the lift, and Almera goes over and starts with the.
All right.
Yep. So it continues down for about another 40 feet. You come into. I'm going to show you another map.
Uh-oh.
This room. So the room is currently empty of people. However, you see several shelves, lots and lots of beds, a couple of long tables, a larger table. This is where you come down the shaft. Mm-hmm. There's water here and water here. A casual observation tells you that this is clean water, and this is like a toilet okay, basically this is a shithole. Here you see some stairs and a slide going down, like a
chute.
A chute. Yeah, that's on about a 45-degree angle.
Okay.
It looks like we have to hit even further down.
So let's see.
Perhaps they underestimated us up there. Focus.
These are just cots here.
Okay.
Well, is it secure down there? So
I should be able to send the lift back up, right, for her, and then bring it back down. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll
you can operate the lift from down here or up there.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll go to the crank and I'll crank it up for her. Wait till she gets up, and then crank it back down.
No problem. Yep. Done.
Meanwhile, the others can search her. As I mentioned, it's going to take a couple minutes anyway.
Let me know.
Okay, once the cranking stops and the sound subsides, can I hear anything from the chute?
Okay, so go over and make me a perception check then.
Mighty 15.
All right, so I'm going to say you can hear voices, but not well enough to make out what they're saying. deep humanoid voices. It sounds like humanoid speak.
Okay. But can I tell the level of aggravation they have?
Say that again?
Can I tell if they're upset or if they're just going, how about that game last night?
I'll say it seems agitated.
Okay.
Okay, I'll whisper back. I think we pissed them off.
Maybe you should.
Belmira,
maybe you should go down there, shoot, and take him by surprise.
You know, it hurts me when you say that. I'm not trying to get you killed.
I thought it might be a plan. My apologies.
At least buy me 10 drinks first.
Maybe we can send down Eric.
Well, actually, what do they have for light down here?
I'm going to say that there's some torches still burning in wall sconces.
Okay. Did we find out what was in the barrels upstairs?
Most contained water, fresh water. A few contained rum.
That's flammable, isn't it?
I believe so, yes. I'm just going to point out, so are slaves.
Oh. Technically.
I'll
my options.
I'll get out my little cage, and I'll let Spindle out of it, and I'll lift him up. I'll
immediately
whisper.
Crawls into your beard and kind of buries himself in your beard.
He doesn't have a beard.
That's disgusting.
Wait, oh, you got a picture there with a beard?
Are
I'm
we?
looking at the picture.
Are we really sending Spider downstairs?
Well, he's a member of the team.
And it is his natural habitat.
He's also his natural gets squished.
Well,
Well, I mean, okay.
this is a very smart spider. You see.
I tell the Spindle, don't get
A
squished.
smart spider created by Belmira's magic.
Okay, here's your plan. Don't die.
This is a smart spider created by Balmera.
Well, relatively.
Stay on the ceiling.
Why is not we just go down?
Because we want to suss out the situation before we just go barging in.
Why? We did not do this before.
He's got a point. Let's go.
I'll put Spindle back in his cage.
Okay.
Is it like a bird cage that clearly can't hold the spider?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I keep thinking of.
I kind of take a step. I kind of take a step back, partly in awe, partly with this look of epiphany. When did I become the voice of reason in this group? That's what I want to know. When did that happen?
Yeah, and the universe collapses on itself.
Is okay as long as you or I or Torun are reasonable. Is okay. If ever day comes, Belmera is voice of reason. All hope lost. This being said, I think Torun is right. Let's just go downstairs. Is time table crunch
right.
we are on?
Well,
Yes. I think Jordan is right. I am right. Let's go down.
Go then. Don't talk about it. Go. Do it. Don't talk about it.
Right that I am right that he is right.
I start pushing Tolan towards the slide. Go.
We'll be right behind you.
Throw you down the chimney.
Belmera's like that bully on the playground.
Go on. Why don't you?
Yeah, try to swing.
I dare you. I double dare you.
You gonna cry about it?
Yeah, I'm heading down.
So, Robin, you should go. Wait, I've got a plan. Let's let Lancelot go. All right, so you're walking down the stairs. These stairs can accommodate you double file or side by side if you want to kind of be a little squished, or very, very comfortably single file.
I'm sorry, Rob. Is the chute straight down at an angle?
It's about a 45-degree angle, maybe a little less than a 45-degree angle.
Huh.
So
I'm estimating.
A comfortable slide.
Angle.
Yeah.
You'd go at a pretty good clip. I mean, you wouldn't go at a breakneck clip, but you'd go at a good clip.
Right. So I mean, definitely that angle is tolerable. Like,
yeah, totally. Yeah, the slide is much wider than the actual stairs.
Is that a new word?
John, it's volunteering for something.
In fact, Talrin, I'll let you make a perception check.
If I get a 20 and you just tell me that the slide looks really fun.
You must be this tall.
You have slides like this back at the monastery. It's the only thing fun you ever get to do.
That would be awesome. You have to.
The monastery was just a giant child's playground. Torun had so much fun, and everyone else thought it was work. Okay, that's a 5 in perception.
Oh, never mind.
I'm just thinking about the fun slides at the monastery.
Okay. If some of us go stairs and some of us go on this, is this not surprise you were talking about?
I'll tell you what. Let me go first.
Already heading down.
Okay.
Let me go.
Sorry, let me go first. Too late.
Well, I was going to disguise myself as the lighthouse guy, but all right, never mind.
Yeah. Plans and subtlety and tactics.
All right, so Torun is making you way down the stairs.
What I will do though is I am going to use disguise self, and I'm going to I kind of hunker down and I kind of shake a bit, and when I stand up, this is kind of blur of like dark like sooty smoke, kind of, and I look like one of the Agrillians.
Oh, okay, cool.
Without the damage.
I get you.
So, I'm gonna.
He's doing that. Talrun went. Just tell me what Balmer and Jada did. Like, I'm just trying to figure out an order here, or if Talrun's getting a good head start, or what's going on.
Man, if you're going to be an Ungrillian, we could have done the Star Wars thing.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah. There's nobody in Carbonate down there.
That you know of.
That we know of, right?
I think I'm actually if the angle doesn't look too bad, then I'm actually going to just go down the slide, the chute.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you can judge that you'll go at a good pace if you go down the slide, but not one that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless there's spikes at the bottom.
Right. I have considered that. Yes.
So let's see. Luke and Chewie are going down the stairs while Han is taking the garbage chute. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So
that does put Bummer in the position of Leia, but well.
That's appropriate, really.
So, I mean, you got a banger. She's my sister. Wait.
Yeah, which is worse?
I'm not sure which is worse. No, I definitely know which one's worse.
I can advertise in this video, that there'll be a Star Wars connection and get 10,000 views. Balamera.
That's right.
What are you doing?
She's gonna count to 20, and then she's gonna follow Jada down the slide.
Okay, so I'm going to say that it's Talrun, Jadat, then Grim, disguised as Nogrillion, and then Balmera finally. Now, Jadat, you're going to get there first. You're going to go zoom. And you hit the bottom at a pace, that's just difficult enough to avoid tumbling, but you're not going to take any harm. This is the map I want. So
before I see the map, can I preface this with, when I hit the ground running down there, if there's someone who doesn't look like a slave, I'm going to clothesline them?
Okay,
And when Balmera heads there, she'll close on the slave.
So, you
close that hotel room.
You come down here and you go sliding out here, and it's not hard to see slide marks where other crates and stuff, cargo has been slid down here. Now, here there's 8 large beds and 4 human-sized beds, more crates, sacks, and barrels. Over here, there's a couple of large shelves. You can see meat here. There is a cook over here, or at least a shirtless orc standing by a fire. Now, hurriedly loading, there's a ship docked at a small pier here, and hurriedly loading it are 8 men, women, and dwarves being commanded by an ogre and a couple of ogrillions. A little closer to you are 2 other ogrillions who immediately draw their weapons. I'm going to have you both roll initiative since you were both expecting each other.
I was expecting him with advantage.
Yeah, like you guys said, they didn't know you were coming.
Right. All right.
Ooh, not bad.
Mine is not great.
Okay, I got tell me what you got. I got a 19.
13.
For those 2 agrarians. All right, 19. Okay. So I'm going to have those 2 go, and then it's going to be Jadat, then Grim, then Balmera, then the other guys who are the 2 agrarians and the ogre who are down by the docks, because they're a ways away.
He skipped you.
Okay. Am I skipped for a reason?
Yep. Did I skip you? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It should be me, you.
It's going to be these 2 agrarians, then Jadat, then Talrune, then Grim, then Balmera, and then finally the other 2 agrarians and the ogre. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so the 2 agrarians are going to close on you, swinging the weapons that they already had drawn. And what numbers do I get? Oh boy! All right, so I got a miss and a crit fumble, which I'm going to roll for this time because it's to be interesting.
Sweet. Suckers.
The bigger the better for you. Oh, okay. So he goes stumbling, face down, and drops his weapon. You can attack him with advantage if you like. So yeah, they both come closing in on you. They attack you. I think they have battle axes. Yeah, battle axes. And one misses, and one goes stumbling splat. And it's your go.
And that was on Jada, right?
Yep, that was on Jada. Jada is the only one in the room right when that attack occurs, kind of thing. Gotcha. And then the other guys are going to come in real quick.
Yep.
So Jada, it's your turn. You've got a fallen Ogrillion in front of you and a not fallen Ogrillion in front of you.
And it not fallen.
And 2 other Ogrillions and an ogre closing on your position.
Yeah. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, why don't these spells make any sense to me? So I'm looking at Bard, because of Alex's game and not Cleric. That helps. I was like, this doesn't make any freaking sense.
You know you play too many tabletop games, Wet.
Sorry, that's what I was trying to look up. Was I believe?
I believe.
I thought you were playing a Warforged.
You're next, Torun.
Yep, I am playing a Warforged Bard. Anyway, so the one who is not fumbled and laying on the ground, I target him and kind of whirl my hand, and that sort of sandy, bright laser beam comes flying out of my, a sandy laser beam out of my hand.
Okay.
So...
Actually, when you do that, I think of one of those what is it? Those high-powered water jet cutters.
Yeah.
Except they shoot sand out of it. Like.
I was thinking the same thing. It's just it because it's got that sort of
magic.
that it looks like almost like a golden beam, but it really is just like sand blasting you in the face.
At high speed, cutting through.
All right. So a 17 to hit him.
Oh yeah, he's got a 12 AC.
Okay.
He's not wearing any armor.
That's funny. Me either. It's not funny at all. Oh, that's good. 5, 10, and 12. 22 points of damage.
Oh, so you badly wound him. You rock him with what? Some kind of flame or?
No, it's radiant damage.
Oh, okay.
I do believe. It's guiding light is the spell.
Yeah, it is radiant.
And the next attack on him is at advantage for whoever attacks him. Guiding bolt.
All right, so either one. If you attack either one right now, they're at advantage. So, Talrun, you come running down the stairs at top speed, and this is what you see before you. Jodat in combat with 2 Ogrillions, one dazed and exposed, and one face down and exposed. 2 other Ogrillions and an ogre are closing.
And all you could think is if you were 15 seconds later, I'd have had all 4 of them down.
Wait,
Standing on top of them proudly.
So one's already down?
Yeah.
One's down and one's dazed. Yeah, he's not unconscious though. He's just sprawled.
Oh, so he's just temporarily knocked over or something.
I'm good.
Like pro.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Either one you're going to get advantage against.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna run over them and hit both of them.
All right.
Yeah, on a 2 each.
You come running into the room right behind Jodat, and put the smack down. You need a 12.
Okay. Okay, so 12 is my lowest, so. Huzzah, they can both take damage.
Go ahead.
So they both take 8 points of damage.
All right, so that guy had 8 left. So the guy that Jodat badly wounded, you drop him, and you stun the other one. Or at least, yeah.
Alright, so I imagine I actually just grab one and throw them into the other one.
Okay, so let's say on top of, because the one that was standing was the one that was badly hurt, so you knock that one onto the other one, who takes some damage. Now, Grim, you come running in looking like an Ogrillion. There's one Ogrillion dead, one prone and injured, 2 other Ogrillions and an ogre closing. And a bunch of panicked, 8 panicked humans and dwarves. Plus an orc standing by the cooking fire.
Okay. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up to the back of Talrun as if to strike him.
Yes.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing to miss him. And when I do, my fist is going to, an explosion goes by my fist and sends a firebolt at the Ogrillion running towards us.
Okay.
My goal is to basically make it look like Talrun shot it.
Was the target? Oh, okay. I thought you were making it look like Talrun was the target.
No, that he shot it.
That's cool.
All right, so this is my forte. 15.
Oh yeah, you need 12.
Oh, nice. Better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Okay.
So a fiery bolt shoots from Talrun's hands and hits the Ogrillion for 8, burning him. Yeah. They immediately, their eyes open wider and they converge. The 3 approaching converge on Talrun. And finally, into the room comes Balmera. You know, it's late to a fight as an American. You know.
Okay, so there's still one living.
Oh, there's a lot living.
There's a lot living.
Ogrillion.
One is down and hurt. 2 are running. One of which is hurt, and there's an ogre that is also there. There's only 1 beaten.
Up near the slide. Are they both down?
No. One is just prone.
Okay, I'll stab him. So I'll come sliding down at the slide, and I'll kind of fly up, and I'll land with my rapier in his face, hopefully. Let's see.
Yep, you can have advantage of the attack. He's prone.
I hit.
Okay.
I momentarily forgot what my rapier does in damage. That's
D8.
D6.
D6.
Oh, okay.
That was I thought rapier was D6.
It is D8.
D8? Okay.
So
I thought it was the old.
yeah, I do. Oh my god, 15 points of damage.
Wow. Okay. So
That's it?
you badly injure the Ogrillion. He does not die. Now the other two Ogrillions and the ogre all converge on Talrun, knowing that he is the wizard, the spellcaster of the group.
Attack the wizard. It's good strategy.
It's good strategy. These are smart. These are smart combatants you're fighting. Oh my god. Another one. And I got a hit. And I think, what's your AC?
My AC that page is 16 now.
I didn't hear the number. Sorry.
16.
Okay, no, that was a miss. So the only one of the Ogrillions managed to connect with you, which I'm going to do that first. And so he smashes you with the battle axe. You manage to avoid the attack of the other one for 11 points of damage, the Ogrillion. And I'm going to roll for the critical fumble. And 86. Okay, so the other Ogrillion makes an excellent attack against the guy who just hit you. And
so I get hit by one, and I redirect the attack of the other one into him.
Well, he kind of like they were both going to attack you, and one jumped in the way of the other guy's swing. So that Ogrillion hits that Ogrillion for 12 points of damage. Ooh. All right. And they definitely blame you for that. You probably fucked his mind.
Why for you hit me?
All right, and the ogre missed. Lucky for you. So we're back at the top of the order. Jadat. You got 3 injured Ogrillions and an uninjured ogre.
Right.
So the 3 of them are gathered around Talrun now, and there's a now slowly standing Ogrillion beside you who's badly hurt.
All right. Well, let's see if we can't more badly hurt the slow-standing Ogrillion as I level my table leg at him.
All right.
I got a 14, so that'll hit.
Yep.
And come on, 8 points of damage.
He had 7 left. So he raises his battle axe just in time to be slain by you. How?
So it's a nasty table leg right across the back, and I guess for those who don't know, Ogrillions have a very weak spine at the base. So
is there a good way to take a table leg across the back?
there's not a good way to take a table leg across the back, but just sort of a resounding like just a sound as it hits his blubberiness.
Okay, so Talrun, you're surrounded. 2 Ogrillions and an ogre, but you have successfully pulled all the other enemies away from your comrades. Well done.
Well done.
Yay! That was my intent.
In your wizardry, you did that. So what do you want to do about it?
Apart from wondering, holy shit, I'm magic now. Must be contagious. So
and I'm thinking, holy shit, these guys are gullible.
You can read everyone's thoughts, so you know all this.
Right.
So there's 1 ogre and 2 like half ogres. So.
Yes.
Alright. So I'm gonna at first strike the ogre. He's the biggest one. And that is a mere 13.
Oh yeah, 13 is what you need to hit them. He's not wearing armor either.
Yep, so you can take 6 points. And
okay.
Yeah, then I'm gonna follow that up with my short attack for yeah, that definitely hits over 20. So that hits him for 9, and then I'm going to spend a key point to use the dodge action.
Ah! Okay.
Mhm.
You're dodging away. Gotcha.
Yep.
Grim, you're next.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I go to reach for I like go behind Torun as if to reach for him, and I
But he's
push my
kind of surrounded right now. You were successful in your first ploy.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I try to reach past them for him, and but I'm going to reach kind of turn my hand toward the ogre, and I'm going to cast Witch Bolt.
Okay.
Let's see. So that's 14, 20. So
You need 12.
okay. And so there's basically this lightning bolt kind of stretches off my hand and connects with him, and it goes for 10 hit points of damage. And, but when it does that, now this thing maintains connection as long per round until
I know the spell.
Yeah. But what I'm doing while that's happening is I'm going like I'm being hit by it as well. Like I'm going, holy man!
Okay. So make a fake concentration roll. Valmera.
I will.
Torun is surrounded, and there's apparently 3 Ogrillions now, and an ogre.
I'll cast Sleep on the ogre.
Okay. Doesn't it automatically go to the lowest hit point creature in the area? Like, I don't think you can target one in a group that way.
Yeah,
right?
it has some strange. I have to select the targets I want to affect.
No, it literally goes by hit points.
Yeah, you can't skip the lowest one to get to a higher one.
But it just said creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose. So that I choose the point. I don't choose the creatures.
Right.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. You choose the point, not the creatures.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Can I affect my friends?
If we're in the area of the effect, it would count us also.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that then. I'm gonna stab the nearest ogre then, if I can get to him.
Okay, yeah. Yep, go ahead. You're going for an Ogrillion.
I don't think I hit. No. That's not gonna hit.
Okay, thanks for playing. So 2 other Ogrillions are going to... Yes, 2 other Ogrillions are going to attack along with the ogre.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that's left alive, so I'm going to roll. Right.
So
they're all attacking.
Right?
Oh, all 3 hit. Look at that.
But with
I don't even see my dice rolls. Why would they be disadvantaged? They have you surrounded.
Dodging.
Okay.
So the one behind me will not have disadvantage because I can't see him.
No, there's no. I'm counting them all at disadvantage. There's no positioning like that in 5e.
No. Dodge only works against people you can see.
Yeah. You know they're there. They're right behind you. Glance over your shoulder. I get you. The 2 Ogrillions hit. The ogre misses. I don't think my dice are rolled 15, 16, 16, 19, 13. Anyway.
Okay.
So 2 Ogrillions chop into you with battle axes. One for 9 points of damage, and just as you get hit, the other one hits you for 8 points of damage. But you manage to dodge the battle axe of the ogre. Lucky for you.
Yeah. So the one who hit me, the first one who hit me, got me down to 0.
Oh, okay.
So the other one would have given me a failed save.
Yeah.
Since it's hitting me after I fell down.
Fair enough. Yep. All right. I'm going to say that happens. So you drop, and as their movement, they're just going to turn to face the others. They seem to be ignoring you, Grim. It is Jodad's turn. The 2 Ogrillions and the ogres are turning. They're looking at you menacingly.
So is there a practical way to get to a portion of Torun's body right now? Even if it means I get hit.
Is there a practical way to get to a portion of it? Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move to Torun.
If I see it, by the way, just as a free action,
I'm going to give 1 OA to that of the 3 of them. Okay.
I was going to say would I be able to try and make eye contact with him and shake my head as a free action?
With Jawdat?
Yeah. Because I'm right near Talrun.
So I hit you with my. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't make eye contact with him, but I mean, he would have to look at you at the same time, right?
Well, you said they all turned their attention toward him, and he turned. Presumably, he's looking at us because he's.
I just meant they turn around. No one is looking at you. None of them. They're ignoring you.
But I presume that John would be looking this way, and as I'm sort of like writhing with this lightning, I just try to make eye contact with him and shake my head like.
Wait.
Okay, yeah, don't fight me.
Well, I can't tell him what I'm trying to tell him, but I just give him the head shake.
Wait.
All right, fair enough.
Just wondering, if
so
the
this is what
lightning's
happens.
still going, do they think I'm still channeling the spell somehow?
I don't know.
You don't know. You're unconscious. Judd, you get hit with 1 battle axe. You get hit for 6 points of damage, but you reach Torun.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to cast 2 spells. One is a reaction and one is a normal. So one of the, I guess the ogre is going to, well, assuming that a 14 hits the ogre.
Yep, need a 13.
Right. So the ogre is going to take, well, he's going to take those 3d6 and then, there we go. The other one that fell on the floor. Which is a 5. So 21 points of damage, right? 4 and 6 is 10. Yes, 21 points of damage.
So he howls in pain.
And then, wow, man, blowing through spells like crazy. I think it's
2 down. The remaining 3 are wounded.
Torun will get back 4 hit points.
Okay, so Torun, you go from dying to prone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it's Grimm's turn.
Okay. Well, I maintain my my lightning.
Yes.
That does another 9 points of damage.
All right, he's got 3 left now.
And I'm like, oh, good. And I kind of fall back like to one knee. As I'm writhing.
Make a performance roll just for a laugh. I'm going to give you advantage.
All right. Well, as it so happens, I am training to be a bard.
You have an excellent costume on right now too. So.
All right, you said advantage, so
yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad you gave me advantage. That was cool. 16, 19.
Yeah. Okay. So they continue to ignore you. Valmera.
Well, actually, one more thing. As a bonus action.
Sure. Okay.
I use my other hand that's not currently used in Honey Bolt, and I kind of drag it along the ground, and then flick it towards Talrun, and this you see this kind of little flicker of light on my hand that flickers across and then flickers on him, and he regains 1d4 plus 3.
Oh, nice.
Healing word.
Healing word, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, be 3 and 3 is 6. You get 6 back.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Cool.
Thanks.
Now it's your turn, Valmera. So there are 2 wounded Ogrillians and 1 wounded ogre. Well,
Yes,
and
and
apparently
they
an unhurt Ogrillian standing near Talrun.
And they're all standing on top of Talrun?
They're all surrounding him
Jadis
with
is
their
on
backs
his
to him.
Okay, so the one that got lightning bolted, I'll run up to and I'll grab on his hair and I'll pull it back, and I'll use a point of inspiration to stab him.
Okay, roll to hit.
I hit.
All right, so you're gonna kill him.
Okay, so I stab him in his gut.
In his gut. Okay.
I hang on his back with my hand on his hair as I pull it back, and I stab him in the gut. And as he begins to die, I'll use my body weight to pull him away from Torvald.
Okay, excellent. And you land. He lands on his back, and you land on his belly, standing there, surfing.
That still only counts as one.
So your spell is going to end, Grim, because that's the guy you were having on.
Yeah, so
he dies. And so the remaining Ogrillion and Ogre is going to attack. One is going to attack. I'm going to have the Ogre attack you, Balmera. And the Ogre finally gets a hit in.
Okay, I'm going to use my reaction to cunning action and take a dodge action then.
So I got to roll again, right?
Yeah, disadvantage.
Okay. I still got a hit.
I have a 17 in AC.
17, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hit. I got a 14 and a 13, and the Ogre is +4. So the Ogre cleaves into you for 16 points of damage. He bashes you with a great club, I should say, not a cleave. The Ogrillion is going to attack Jadat, and he's going to miss. And his great axe just hits the stone floor. And it is your turn.
It's my turn?
Yep.
Okay. So the Ogre I hit earlier, but this Ogrillion has not been hit yet, correct?
No, incorrect. They're both badly hurt.
Oh, okay, good. In that case, I am going to table leg the Ogre, or the Ogrillion.
Okay.
Let's see if this. It's a 15 on the die, so it'll hit him.
Yep.
He's then 4 plus 1. I'm sorry. What was that? Is 8 points of damage.
All right, so you give him a good thunking. Blood starts pouring out his forehead.
Ah, crap! He's still there.
Yep.
All right. So with my offhand, I make a motion like I'm drawing a weapon, and then cast out my hand, and these spinning coins will appear in the air near him.
Nice.
And as they sort of buzzsaw towards them, these blades slip out from them, making them look reminiscent of saw blades or shurikens.
Nice.
And they will also hit a 15, and he will take 7 plus 9 points of damage from that.
Down he goes.
And that's spiritual weapon.
So the Ogre is the only one standing, and I believe it is your turn now, Talrune.
Alright.
You're still prone, but you can use half your movement. Dan.
Use your prone position to punch him in the balls.
Or there's
I
that.
do not need to resort to that. I'm going to stand up and gain senses and now try to punch the last remaining ogre, which I assume is within 20 feet of me.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I'm going to spend a key point for my extra attack. Okay, that's 2 hits. And yeah, need 13. 6, 9. So that's 6 and 9.
15 points of damage. Okay. So as he's being attacked from the front and the back. I believe that's your turn, Grim.
Grim, yeah. So the ogre is still, the other ogre is still standing, right?
He's the only one standing, and he's badly hurt, and your comrades kind of have him surrounded.
Okay. Well, I'm going to I kind of try to get to my feet, and I'm trying to reaching for Torun's back, like as if to try and grab him in one last effort to save the ogre.
Okay.
And
just keeping up that ruse. I love it.
Yeah, damn right. So, but what I'm actually doing is I'm reaching across with my mind to the other side of the cave behind him, where there's all kinds of rock debris and plus all the canisters and so forth. And I kind of as I begin to fall, one of the heavy barrels comes hurtling toward the back of his head. He needs to make a dex save.
Yeah. All right.
Now it's coming at the back of his head, so I don't know if that gives any kind of disadvantage or not.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I don't know. I didn't roll too bad. No, so I rolled a 15 and a 14, and his dex is -1, so that's a 14 and a 13. So what do I need?
14.
I got a 13 then. So
right,
smash! You hit him. I'm gonna say you kill him. He had 9. Flying barrel of water.
Yeah, he takes 3d8. So, all right. So yeah. So boom! It kind of hits the back of his head and just explodes.
The barrel explodes, and everybody around him gets somewhat soaked with fresh water.
That's kind of refreshing.
It could have been rum or pickle juice. I mean,
I'll make it rum. So as this cloud of rum sort of floats down around us, his eyes kind of his eyes kind of roll back in his head, and he's just like, boom, lands. And I just kind of like drop down and.
Okay, so you can see some panicked-looking people down by the dock. They have stopped their loading work. They're staring at you, Grim.
I'll commence to begin stabbing the last of the Orgullians.
Yes, you succeed.
No, I was
Did
talking
you mean
about the next character. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, they definitely seem afraid of Grim.
Are you okay, Torun? And then
I'm fine. And a knockback of hand.
they seem to fall down a lot. I thought monks were supposed to be all dexterous and fast moving.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so I gotta give Valmera a look like, maybe. No.
That was just mean. That was mean-spirited.
Fuck you is monk for fuck you.
Do we still have the muffin I gave you?
Shut up, we have slaves to look after.
You, by fire, are you a green walk?
So you see this aged ogre, orc, and he sees you, and he at what you say, he gives you like a kind of a dirty look. He turns his back. He's tending the fire hurriedly, like I don't like however you want to interpret it.
Okay, I'll move up to him fast.
All right, so he just kind of.
Is he burning anything?
He's cooking some meat. In fact, you realize that it's kind of done, and he's still cooking it.
So he appears to be one of the slavers.
Well, he's just wearing a loincloth and a little poker. He's got a little fire poker.
I'll ignore him and go over to the slaves.
Okay, so wait a second. You cross the room to talk to him. So what? So there's some dead Ogrillians, 4 dead Ogrillians, and a dead ogre standing near you in the middle of the room. And as I said, there's 8 panic-looking humans, male and female, and dwarves looking at Grim in his Ogrillian disguise. There are 8 very large beds and 4 human-sized beds.
I was going to say, as I sort of stand up, I kind of do this kind of dog shake where I shake some of the rum off myself, and as I do, I kind of like, and I go back down to my normal size.
Oh, okay. So the people around the dock, they seem to look a little relieved but puzzled.
What
They're
are the
huddling
people?
together, mumbling to themselves.
What are the people on the dock wearing of clothes?
They're wearing ragged clothes and no shoes. Very, very thin clothes. Very, very thin garments.
I lean over to John and I say, maybe you should talk to them. They might need spiritual counseling about now.
What they need is good meal and sunlight.
Well, agreed, but do you really want Belmere being the first one they talk to after their enslavement?
Oh, too late. Hello, we are from Crossmeet.
Shut. No.
And I hear that and I go, oh, too late.
We're here to bring you back.
So I'm confused as to who's where now.
Okay, so Belmere is down by the slaves. We're still back where all the action happened. And I was advising John that he might want to go up and talk to them before Belmere talked to them, and then we heard Belmere talking to them. So
Okay, so Belmere went to the orc and then back to the slaves.
Yeah, this is over to the slaves, yeah.
Okay.
So I assume the three of us are still back toward the stairs and the ramps.
So what are the three of you doing then?
I'm pointing at the orc by the campfire. I think he's probably the person we are looking for.
Let's go talk to him.
By process of elimination, you're probably right. And I look around at the ground at the blood and gore of our process of elimination, and smile at the irony. And I head over with him to the orc.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Dalrun? You're going over there too?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, John, I'd like you to make me a perception check.
Alright. I'm capable of doing that. Most days.
Lots of cross fingers.
10 plus 2 plus 2. 14.
Amongst the crowd of slaves, you see someone who looks vaguely familiar. You're not sure how.
Why did Rob just bleep the word sure? I don't understand.
Bloody censors.
Alright, well, I give a little bit of a lingering look that direction and, note it, but at the moment, this is kind of what we're here for, and it's time sensitive, and I'll be able to talk to the slaves once they're back in Crossmeet.
Okay. So, there is an orc standing there frowning. Clearly he's trying to look busy and he's got his back to you, ignoring you. The only weapon he has is a short poker. He's poking some now well done meat in over a cooking fire. He's wearing a loincloth, bare feet.
I believe your cooking is done. It is very, very well done. Not compliment, like overcooked. You should have stopped a little while ago.
Yeah, like maybe about a week ago.
It's beginning to show a little bit.
So he rotates the poker a little bit where there's a hook, and he pulls the pile of meat off, and he just throws it onto the ground.
Well,
turns to face. He drops the poker. You found me. What do you want?
Well, can I ask why you're living in slave colony?
I was in no danger. I could have killed them any time I wanted. So it's the best place to hide.
Oh. Well,
to be fair, they were pretty easy, but
yes, we have questions for you about this stronghold. Is this a good place to talk? I don't suppose you have bedroom.
I imagine him saying this. I imagine him saying with all these dead bodies in the background.
Well, they're not going to tell anyone.
Exactly.
The fewer that know, the better. Let's get out of here. This cover is ruined anyway.
Well, you could always become lighthouse keeper. I hear there is opening.
Ah! Ha!
Did he bomb me or laugh or both?
A short bark laugh.
All right. So as they walk away, I'm gonna look back over my shoulder and for that familiar face over in the ragtag people.
So a human female has separated from the group and is approaching you. She's probably about maybe 40 years, and she's looking at you intensely, quizzically.
So she's an old lady.
We're going to get to that in a second. Meanwhile, Balmera, you're standing amongst these 7 others, male and female dwarves and humans. They are all probably in 15 to 40 age range, all wearing ragged clothes, and as I said, no shoes.
Out of character. You all now work for us.
I am your new master.
Can I see what the loaded ship was?
Right. Sure. Yep. So just earlier I misspoke. There's no ship there yet. But they're loading the crates at the end of the dock, and it's more of the same goods that you see there. So those goods are made up of foodstuffs, like mostly grains, things like that. A few spices, maybe. All kinds of cold clothing, including shoes and boots and stuff like that, and then a mix of fresh water and rum in the barrels.
Okay. Well, I'll get out some clothes and some boots and give them to the 7 slaves.
So yeah, they're all they look a little puzzled, but take them reluctantly, as if they're still slightly fearful.
Put them on. It's cold outside.
I kind of step forward and I pat Belmer on the shoulder, and I say, "What this terrifying dwarf is trying to tell you is you are now free."
Yes, I already told them that.
We'll help you get to the surface. Well, I didn't know if you spoke clearly.
I always speak clearly.
Thank you.
I mean, so that people can understand.
Are you from Crossmeet? Oh, sorry. Are you from Crossmeet? And she raises her voice.
No, most of the people seem to be from the Bryce area.
Well, maybe you don't understand
area.
us around here, but you are free. And she kind of goes, free.
So, a couple of the dwarves come up and hug you, or rather, they give you the dwarven handshake. Some of the humans come up and hug you.
That's okay.
I say, I try to talk to them. I say, do you have any idea of where all these goods are going? Have you ever heard anything?
They say that they overheard that they were planning on being shipped overseas as slaves.
Well, you're free to take whatever you can carry out of here. And I suggest you go with us back to Crossmeet.
Yeah, they're absolutely complying. They're huddling around. They're thanking you. They're patting you on the shoulder. They're expressing gratitude. Some of them are crying a little bit.
Yeah, thank him. That's Grim the Glorious. He's a renowned wizard from Crossmeet.
All right, so they all immediately leave you and go to him.
Cool. I'll go up and loot
and start patting him on the shoulder and thanking him and shaking his hand and stuff.
While they're doing that, I will loot the Ogres and Ocrillians.
Okay. So, make me a perception check, please.
Is that for Belmer?
That's for Belmera, yeah.
Okay.
A 9?
Okay, so you find a key on a simple little thong around his neck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fairly small key.
Okay.
Not tiny small, but...
I'll yank it off.
Sure.
To find any gold?
Nope.
Bloody hell.
Mm-hmm. Not on him.
Okay. Well, while he's basking in the praises, I'll go check out the carts, the crates, the barrels to find anything that fits this key.
Okay, so that's going to take you a few minutes. While you're searching, what do the rest of you want to do, Grim or Tarun? And we'll get to Jodat whenever he's back. You let me know.
He's back. I'm talking with the Grimlock.
You're talking with Grimlock. I think that's a different kind of creature.
Grimlock?
Grimlock.
I don't know. His name sounds like
Grimlock.
gibberish to me.
I thought you said Grimlock.
Yeah, I did, but his name sounds like gibberish to me, so I haven't made that connection. That's a name that I need to remember.
I got it. Watch your questions while they're around. He gestures at the slaves.
Why don't we go up the staircase so they seem to be getting their bearings. And I kind of look away from the slaves.
So Tarun, you and Grimlock start making your way towards the stairs. All of the other 7 crowded around Grim, expressing gratitude upon him. Mm-hmm. Balmera is searching the cots. Balmera, you find a small footlocker in front of one of the cots with a lock on it.
I will give it a quick cursory glance to see if it should be trapped.
Okay,
make
a perception check.
I rolled a 3, so I conclude that it's not trapped, and I'll use the key.
All right, so the key unlocks the lock. When you open a chest, a needle goes sliding into your thumb. Now you get resistance on poison checks, so making a Constitution save with with advantage.
18.
This isn't bad.
Okay, so you're going to take 1 point of physical damage and 2 points of poison damage.
That's 3 points of damage.
Yep, correct. Inside the chest, you find a thin gold, a thin gold circlet. You find a large pouch and a wooden box, which takes up most of the space in the chest. I shouldn't say that. The wooden box is about like a foot by 6 inches. Mm-hmm. No, let's say a little smaller than that, half that. Okay, so size of a jewelry box. And there's also a letter inside there on a scroll.
Okay, I'll take the...
unfinished.
I'll put the circlet on, I'll put the letter into my jacket, and I'll open the pouch.
So the circlet fits on your head, okay?
Yeah. And I'll check the pouch to see if it has sovereigns, silver, or gold.
There are 160 gold pieces inside the pouch. They are a mix of crowns, nobles, and commons.
Okay. I'll take the pouch and put it in my pocket, and I'll take the wooden box out of the footlocker.
Okay. So I'm going to get back to that in a second. So, Jodat, you're talking to this female. Tarun is escorting Grimlock. Grim, you're surrounded by these very grateful former slaves. Mm-hmm. What do you want to do, Grim?
Oh, well, basically, I sort of sit down and I see if any of them are needing any sort of attention. And what I'm going to do is I'm sort of going to use my magic to clean them up a little bit, mend any small, basically try to make them look a little more presentable because they're going to be going into town. So I sit down and I talk to them and try to reassure them it's going to be okay. And I give them our basic plan. We're going to go back up through here. We'll go through the various places. We've secured the entire location. You needn't worry. We're going to take care of you.
Blanket, a cup of cocoa.
Excellent. So they seem to gradually calm down. They tell you assorted stories. They were basically grabbed in ones and twos when they were outside of the town of Bryce.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah, they don't really know each other. A couple of them might know each other. As for injuries, sore feet, blisters, things like that, nothing major.
Okay.
They're all pretty decent health. So, Jada, this woman you're speaking to you, she walks closer and closer to you, and she stares into your eyes, and she says, Jada?
Yes? This is my name.
It's me. It's your mother.
Oh.
She tries to hug you.
You can hear Bamera in the background. 112, 115.
I let her hug me.
Okay, so she hugs you rather tightly. She starts sobbing a little.
What is wrong? You are. Wait, what are you doing up here?
I was kidnapped like these other people. She's wiping tears out of her eyes.
Kidnapped from home.
Well, I was living out in Bryce at the time. We have a lot to discuss.
Yes.
How is Dukan?
He's well, yeah. I mean, good. I suppose. I have not seen him in a while.
I wrote him about you a few times.
He mentioned sometimes when I was littler, my mother, his wife, sometimes she read me letters from you.
She's shaking and smiling, and she's on the verge of being overcome with emotions, but not in a bad way.
Right.
She grabs your hand. She holds it fiercely. She says, "Let's get out of here and let's have a long talk."
Yes. Are we the only ones down here now, or has everyone else gone upstairs at least a level, or are people?
I'm gonna say the other ones are like at the stairs now, making their way up the stairs.
Yeah, Bamera is still
They're
down
all
here.
dressed in winter wear. She's still wearing rags.
Is anybody able the boat here?
There's no boat.
Yeah, there's no boat. I misspoke. I'm sorry. There's a dock and crates loaded at the end of the dock.
Oh, they're waiting on a boat to come in. Okay.
Yes.
Well. Yes, we should go. And I have You'll have to understand. I'm very busy at the moment. Well, not at the moment. I'm not busy, but soon there is this a thing, and in this place with these people they taste, and
It's okay. It's okay.
yeah, I
Let's
just
catch
was not
up.
expecting, and here inside of Lighthouse basement rock cove, smuggling shipping.
You saved me. You saved me.
Well, you saved me
She hugs you
a long
again.
time ago. Yes. Yeah. So, Mom, this is Grim.
So Grim, yeah, you'd be probably maybe be chaperoning the crowd.
Yeah, so I look back and say, hold on, what? You all go up. We'll be right up behind you. Follow Telrune. And I go over. I say, and I kind of glance over. And say, oh, hello.
Yes, this
She
is
smiles and greets you, still holding Jeanette's hand.
Grim. This is one of my mothers.
Ah. I take her hand and I bring it up to my mouth and I kiss it and say, pleasure to meet you.
She's not an orc. And then I kind of realize how dumb that statement is. Like,
Yeah, she smiles a little more than she was already smiling.
Perhaps there are some clothes left that she could wear in a box.
There's tons, in fact. There's plenty.
I'm sure there's an incredibly interesting story that brought you here, though we should leave. Jonah, we can make up the one of the rooms for your mother, of course, at our house. We don't have we have enough room to.
I think
spare.
perhaps at the 3, so she can have nice bath.
I go over to them, putting the last coin in the pouch.
Yeah, one second before you do that, there was also a letter in the box.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Grim.
Damira, this is Jonette's mother. She's coming to live with us.
Oh, hi. Can I borrow a piece of paper?
She is
yes.
one of my mother.
So
She'll be staying at the 3.
I pull off my back, and I get a scroll of parchment as I hand it over, and I didn't hear what he said. I say, at the 3. Well,
yes.
That's rather expensive.
Yes. It's okay.
I sat down and I.
No. It's fine, Jonette. We don't mind. We'll make the space. We can, we have 2 rooms back there. We can, we can double up in out in the common area if we. It's not a problem.
So that look that Balmira gives you when she has that "I'm gonna murder you" look, I kind of give you that. I kind of give you that same look
because Grim takes that as affectionate.
Right. It is not the seduction look. I've learned the difference.
There is a subtle but distinct.
Right. Ironically, the "I'm gonna murder you" look doesn't end up with dead wizards. Just the seduction look.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
All right. Well, I'm gonna collect Tula her some clothes.
Sure.
And,
Hey, are you okay if we give this pouch to the free slaves?
What's in it?
What's in it?
Coins?
How many?
I don't know.
Yes, you counted them.
Yeah, it's like,
We all heard you.
Right, we all heard you counting?
I fold my arms and look at her.
I would say if your mom also needs some, there's about 20 crowns for each of them.
Look, I look at you like kind of astonished. Yes, I think this is a very good thing. Grim, is this okay? I mean, in all fairness, it's like 10 years worth of work for them.
I think 15 crowns would be sufficient for each of them, and we could reimburse ourselves for our troubles.
Okay.
Plus, we are going to have someone else living with us. We need to resupply our coffers and our larder.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, I'll sit down, take the wooden box, and I'll write on the piece of parchment that Grim gave me. I'll write, we killed your guards and freed your slaves. Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
Hugs and kisses, Balmira from Crossmeet.
Okay.
I'll take a dagger and stab that to one of the crates on the docks.
Excellent.
Every
Excellent.
bit of me is screaming this is a bad idea. But I also kind of nod approvingly.
Yes.
Sign your name and put your address too?
No, we did not let him put the address.
If you want the people that did this, this is where you can find us, asshole.
Yeah, if you have a problem with this, you come find us at the alchemy shop.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Ask for Evelyn.
That's
Right. Signed Evelov. And I can do that. I've seen his signature.
That's right.
Okay, Bummer, I would like you to make me a perception roll, please. That's funny.
19.
Okay, so you notice that this box you're writing on is an odd box in that it's not solid piece of wood. It's got all kinds of little slots and grooves in it, like all over it.
Oh yeah, I also found this. And you notice the thin circlet on her head.
What's it made out of?
It's made out of gold, and you can clearly see arcane writing along it.
Oh. We could get a pretty penny for that as well.
Rob, in the South, in my backstory, you kind of established that the actual slavers would brand or tattoo the slaves. Have I noticed
Yes.
any brands or tattoos on any of these?
I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna reserve the right to change that in an after game discussion.
Okay.
How's that?
That's fine.
Yeah. So I say, it's like we could get some really good coin for that.
So, do you think? And for a moment, I kind of forget that my mom's there, and then the businessman side of me comes out. If we were to bring cart and get other clothes,
Hmm?
they are resellable in Crossmeet. We could give the Murgy or someone else a discount. They supply them up north. We don't even have to be salesperson. We just are supplier at point.
Not a bad idea.
This would be a good idea.
But this could also be one of our hideouts.
If we have both, also come to small problem. The lighthouse keeper, he's still breathing, but he's not a good person, and if we leave him breathing, it'll be problems unless he's in jail. This brings up a point that lighthouse no longer has person working here, and ships will now be crashing into cliff.
Well, if the ship coming in is any example of the ships we need to worry about, they're only bad ships, right?
No, Rob, I'm assuming this lighthouse monitors the channel for all of Crossmeet, right?
Well, it would monitor it for a good 20 miles in both directions or so. So it would certainly include Crossmeet. Probably wouldn't reach as far as Brace.
Right, but it would be a rather major lighthouse.
Yeah, Crossmeet and more.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's like ships like the ones that what's his face was on with the water elementals.
Well, okay. Well, you're not suggesting we let the slaver go.
No, I am suggesting I'm suggesting we take him back. We have a person who's in charge of guards. His name is Ivan.
Bob.
Ivan. We have Ivan lock him up, and let Ivan and other people worry about what type of slavery thingy he was doing here. And we also informed Mayor that there is a vacant lighthouse keeper position, and someone from town can take over job.
I'm just throwing some stew against the wall, see if it sticks. What if we
cooked bad stew one time. Never live it down.
What if we offered to run the lighthouse?
Is very long way outside of town.
It is, but it's also a long way outside of town.
It is also a one room, not 3 rooms.
Actually, it's quite many rooms. We could spread out quite nicely in this place.
We have our own dock. Is also hideout for some band of slavers. I am assuming that band of slavers are not just 1 to 5 people that have one boat. This is large business. I'm looking at crates. I'm seeing what 18, 20, 30-ish crates. 30 crates is lots of, and they have Ogrillions. We multiply, we carry the one. We are dead in sleep.
No. You're missing the point here. The reason this worked is because of the cover of the lighthouse. As soon as they realize their cover is now not working, not valid anymore, they're not going to come back. I mean, the laws of front are clear on slavery. They do frown on it.
Yeah, I think
While they're continuing the usual conversation about nothing, Bemera will take out the letter and see what that's about.
Okay, so I'm going to post it.
the other problem.
The handwriting was much sloppier than this.
The other problem comes in the fact that one of us would have to learn how to operate Lighthouse.
Well, we could hire someone. I'm simply saying that this would be an upgrade for us.
I do not think it's upgrade. I think if we are to do this, is like Bill Miller said. Woof! Cannot believe I'm saying this. Is a good idea. This is second base, not the main base. We still are building brand. We still need to be reachable. We still need to be inside of Crossmeet because there are no town guards, and we did kind of say that we'd help out there. Out here, we are not so much help to Crossmeet.
Well, they don't even trust us yet. You know that.
Yes, they do. If they did not trust us, then the lady with all of the money, she would not let us in her house. If they did not trust us, then Ivan would not look other directions sometimes. If they did not trust us, then Murgy would be charging us full price. If they did not trust us, they would not hold us on shoulders and cheer us in the 3 for killing water elementals. We have earned a certain amount of trust and respect. I think by now, moving out to Lighthouse, we would show we are deserting them. Here, give us your trust, we are protecting you, by the way, we are leaving. Is not good for business.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for the other shitty drop in town.
But a second place, if we do not tell them about all of it... I mean, Ivan's not going to care if we take up residence under Lighthouse. We can tell him about it, but just not everybody.
Hey! Bemera has been sitting on the ground playing with a wooden box. I think this is one of those contraptions.
What do you mean contraptions?
Yeah, I look at her like, huh?
What?
Well,
we're not saying you're wrong, just continue sentence.
I can't remember Cyrus or Grim that told me about it.
All wizards are the same.
I was gonna say I'm mildly offended by that.
But one of the wizard boys. So I think this box can be if you pull here and you slide this over, you can have a boat.
A boat?
Time out. Did Balmera just say if you pull this, slide this over, you can have a belt?
No boat.
Extremely uncomfortable belt.
It's a folding rowboat.
Like I have to think that even at this point, my mom's looking at you like, what?
Are you saying you have a folding rowboat?
Is that the name of it?
Are you saying that box is magical?
Yes.
Special anyway.
It doesn't look magical. It just looks extremely, amazingly designed that it can compact to this box. And it takes about 10 minutes to assemble.
I think
you fold it out, slide this, it eventually becomes a small rowboat.
It might belong to this guy, and I hand a letter to Jardat or Grim, whoever's closest.
I'll take it. I'll take it and take a look at it. And I just kind of scroll down it.
The handwriting is much poorer than that. I don't have a messier font.
Okay.
So what are you thinking?
Is there any more to the note?
No, it is incomplete. That's it.
Okay.
I think this is Wistax, both.
And well, presumably. Huh.
Well,
I don't suppose the name Vrisktog means anything to anyone.
I will let everyone make me an intelligence intelligence check if you like.
How about history?
Intelligence. I think intelligence makes more sense.
but Mara is convinced that it means the uncle.
How about insight? 16.
It's intelligence 13.
I'm going to say your best guess is it's an ogreish name.
Okay.
It's an ogreish sounding name.
No, it's probably one of those slavers guys. Can we go now? I don't feel so well. I think I was poisoned.
I'll quit your whining.
Come again?
It just shows you her thumb with her.
All right, I'll take a look at it.
She's just making things up again. Yeah, we should. We should be getting these people back to town.
Yes.
There was a needle in the footlocker.
What footlocker?
Well, all this stuff was in.
Delmira, we really do things more as a team here.
Yeah, you were standing here talking to her and calming down the slaves, and I was looking for loot. That's what we do.
Rob, does Belmira show any signs of like a continuous poison? Like, does she look like she's still sticky?
No.
Is
Okay.
it you have an infection.
But at this point, you've all reached the lighthouse keeper's house and moved outside. You can't fit in.
We're going to have stopped at one point and either murdered or something the Grillion.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah, that's kind of like a...
All right.
I look at it, I look at Belmira, I grab the lighthouse keeper, and I start walking him up.
Okay, I'll cut his throat.
Okay,
I don't see it happen.
Yeah, well, they were talking. I was conversing with the old trainer.
While they were talking, I beat you to it. I would have had to murder them all.
And then I caved in the voice.
What about the Grillion?
The Grillion's what she's slitting the throat of. I'm walking the lighthouse keeper upstairs.
Okay.
And then Tolroon was...
Talking with Grimfolk. Grimfolk?
Grinthlock.
Yes.
Talking to the Grimlock. Me dinosaur, me transformer.
And he goes...
Okay.
So you can ask him stuff. He's not going to talk about certain subjects while the crowd's around.
That might be
You
my
can ask
favorite Transformer sound ever.
Yeah, my intention was to lead them out before the slaves started going on.
So that's fine. I mean, you guys can easily spread out.
He went way ahead of us.
Yep, you've dispatched the Ogrillion. You've got the lighthouse keeper with you, who's bound and gagged, and everyone is outside or on the surface.
All right. So, well, talking to him, I say, so we found you and freed you because we wanted to know more about the city, the Orc stronghold that you hail from, because we need to get in.
Why? What do you want with Mekhtara?
Someone's buying a book that was sold. That's not important. My friends can discuss that. Anyway, I heard that you're an excellent trainer.
What of it?
Well, I'm seeking to become a master in the martial arts myself, and I was wondering if you could perhaps...
More violence. I'm sick of violence. An entire life of training people to kill other people. No.
So somewhere in the south, there are
Path to the
orcs
store.
passing out.
I can have one atypical.
You can't.
Yeah, I actually looked shocked that someone would say that.
Wait, what?
Oh, something must be weird with the looks up here between him and Joanne.
Okay, so this conversation is going to take a little while. What do you want to do with the slaves? Do you guys want to get in motion, movement?
Yeah.
Just tell me your plan.
Basically, we're just going to get them all to the surface, and,
Sure.
and we're gonna start
Going back to Crossmeet, right?
Yeah, heading back towards Crossmeet.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna be talking to Jaudet on the way. And
Sure.
So
There are 8 slaves, 9 including my mother, or 8 slaves total?
No, 8 in total.
8
7.
plus Grinthlock, if you want to count Grinthlock.
And then the lighthouse keeper, so 10.
Yeah.
Makes 10 and 14 if you count you 4.
So I guess the weakest of them will load up in the back of the wagon,
Okay.
and then I guess we can walk.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
If Grim and Jada are talking while they're walking, Bama will be talking to Jada's mom.
Oh, good.
Jaudet's mom is not going to let go of his hand unless he forces her to.
I'm actually gonna sit her in the wagon as one of those in the wagon.
Okay.
Partially to get my distance from her so that I can talk to everybody, and partially because she's my mom and she shouldn't have to walk.
And she shouldn't have to deal with Belmera.
that's right.
All right. So what's up, Grim?
Okay. So the whole procession, you 14 you out of this procession back to Crossmeet. Tell me you're talking, saying, what are you doing?
Yeah. So Jordan, I was thinking we could your idea of taking those supplies, which are now ours for lack of a better designation.
Yes.
And perhaps we should hire some wagons and a few workers to come up and get it. I mean, it's going to be a bit out of our pocket ahead of time, but I think ultimately the end reward will be worth it.
This brings up 2 interesting points. One is, who do we trust enough to tell them about it in the subterranean portion of Lighthouse that will bring them back? One of the Ambolts, perhaps.
That would make sense. They owe us.
And they have wagons.
Indeed.
And they're merchants, they understand. The second point it brings up, do you think Kibids are smart enough to run Lighthouse?
Sure, why not? I mean, how hard can it be?
I'm just thinking we could relocate small amount of Kibids to Lighthouse. It maintains base as ours, and also solves problem of no lighthouse keeper.
I have been looking to set up some sort of workshop as a
Yes.
to study and experiment with magic. That would be an ideal location. It's not quite a wizard's tower as is typical, but lighthouse is not that dissimilar from one.
Yes. And like I said, with the Kibids there and running it, no one pokes nose in and says, why is Lighthouse not working? And you have access to it anytime you need.
And I would have some Kibid servants to get my tea and such.
I suppose wizards have stranger things, as long as they are employed and not enslaved. After all, we do not want a bunch of adventurers kicking in your door and murdering you to free them.
What are the odds of that happening?
So yes, I think yes. We asked one of the Ambolds or 2 come back up and retrieve cargo, and except that this might be dangerous. They arrive at the same time that Bolt is arriving for cargo pickup.
Well, I think as soon as the cargo pickup sees that note that Belmera left, I think they'll.
They may also
leave.
load up all of the cargo and leave. So.
Perhaps.
Whatever it is, we do not have enough time to go to town, take care of all of these refugees, go back to the lighthouse, pick up gear, come back up here, and still make it up to here from the city for book. So we will have to subcontract out the work. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have enough gold that we found at the lighthouse. Even giving the slaves a bit of coin in their pocket to make their way.
What did we agree on? 8 each? Is that what we said?
I think it was 8 each.
Are you guys having this conversation where the slaves can hear? Or are you?
I would imagine at this point we're probably trailed back a little bit from the.
I'm okay with either one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will get back in town. We will put my mother up in 3, at least for time we are not in town for this trip up north for the Orc City.
Yeah, we don't want her monkeying around in our house and
the other
stumbling into Belmir's room.
The other slaves, refugees, we give some coin to. We introduce them to Murgy and such. So if they choose to purchase clothing, what have you, they can do so, and then they can, if they wish to stay in town, they can. If they leave, they leave. Is not our problem. Yes.
Exactly.
They get 15 gold each.
We're talking about that, Belmir. Why don't you go check on the slaves?
Well, I mean, I think 15 is good. Yes. The rest is pay for our transportation of other gear back up to us.
Yeah, and that leaves us 10 each.
So, yes, it's a good idea.
I suppose. I mean, 10 would really be a lot for a slave, for a freed slave, really.
Yes, but they do need money to be able to get home or restart life. I do not think...
It's a long way to Bryce.
This is not the amount of money that we should nitpick over.
Yeah, imagine how much issue we had when we didn't have any money. And these guys need to go all the way back.
Well, I don't mean to be a nitpicking history here, but we still don't have a lot of money. But no, that's fine. I understand.
So, I suppose the only question then is...
what do you say, Torun?
Grintlock wants to...
I'm still talking with Grimflock.
So meanwhile, Torun is talking with Grintlock. So
yeah,
what do you...
I'm now trying to convince him that my intention isn't to learn how to be a good fighter to commit acts of violence. It's just to be a fighter in of itself. A sense of mastery.
Make a persuasion roll.
Okay. I have inspiration, right? Must be an inspiration.
You do? Okay.
And that is a 16.
All right. So aside from convincing him that your intentions are noble and not overtly violent, is there anything else you want to discuss with him en route back to town?
I'm trying to convince them to offer me training or advice or anything like that.
Okay.
If I seem to have accomplished that or hit another kind of wall, I'm probably just going to say, get Jorad or Grim over, because now we also need to get that information on the stronghold.
Well, it's good in getting information from him.
So, he relates to you that he basically got sick of his life of being forced to train orc after orc for war, and he wanted no part of it. He was done with it. They wouldn't let him leave, so he took off and went into hiding, which has now been exposed. So he's going to be looking to get out of town again. But you have convinced him, and so he's going to give you a few lessons before he goes.
Okay.
In exchange, he wants some money to take a ship and get the hell out of town.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say something else. Sorry.
Exchange, bend over.
Sorry, I'm 12. What I mean.
Yeah, that's a real reason. That's a real reason he's not with the other orcs. They got really tired of his buggery.
And if that was the case, I would feel so bad for the orcs. I would not. Alright, so how much money is that? Like, is it just literally just for a ship?
Yeah, he's got to go overseas and make a start.
Yeah. And
So he
what is that?
wants 30 gold from you.
Okay. I can give you 30 crowns, it's fine.
He also threatens that if he gets discovered before he gets out of town because of you, you'll die first.
I'm sure nothing like that will happen. Gone to the Belmeras and something. Yeah.
So, how are you going to hide me then? An orc is going to stand out and Crossmeet.
A fake beard.
I'll probably have to discuss this with my companions at the moment.
Okay.
And call them over.
Yeah, you can join them. The slaves are mostly gathered around the wagon. They're walking slowly. They're in a positive mood. They're happy. They keep looking back at Grim, their savior.
Rightly so.
The only one that does not do that is Jodette's mother, who basically stares at him the whole time, smiling.
Alright, Jodette, Grim. Over here.
Yes?
Yeah, what is it?
Grimflock needs to be kept hidden until he can leave the city, the town.
Okay. What's the problem?
Yeah. I'm just wondering, we're capable of doing that fine? No issue?
What was that?
Are we capable of doing that with no issue?
What is this? Hiding him?
Yeah, within Crossmeet. No one can find him.
I look at Balmera like, yes, we take him to Slag Pit.
Keep in mind, Slag's a half-orc.
No, we wait till, but he knows of this guy and has some sort of
That's true.
I don't want to say affection for him, but some sort of affinity for him. Cat. So we take him. We wait till dark. We take him to Slag Pit. I think that Slag is. He has enough respect for him to put him in room for a little while. When it is convenient and conducive, he leaves, gets on the boat, and goes whatever he wants. I would recommend down south. In fact, if he wants to go down south and do what he can, send note to my father, along with my mother.
But how am I going to get to this slag pit without being seen?
So, Slag Pit is on corner of town. Late at night, people are so drunk that they pee on saddles. They don't pay attention to much of anything. So, while it's dark, you will lay down on the back of a wagon. We'll drive over there. We'll slip you in. You'll deal with Slag. He puts you up. When it's time to go, we do the exact opposite. You slip out into wagon. We drive you down to dock. You slip out with my mother. You take boat back down south. I send a note with my mother and you to my father. He will put you up for a place until you can find what is good for you down there. I am not suggesting go be fighter or warrior. I'm not asking you to train my father's guards unless you want to. This would be good, but it's not necessary. But go down there. You can be, I don't know, a horticulturist if you wish. It's not fun.
How do they feel about orcs down there?
Well, I am from down there. each town is different. Where I am from, there are lots of half-orcs. There are a lot of orcs. There are some orcs that are not good people. They are responsible for lots of pillaging and robbery and raping and murder. Is actually why I'm here. I kind of look at I look through him to my mother. Yes, so do we. My father.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. My father, he is human. Both my mothers, they are human. But he will take good care of you. You have my word.
It could work.
But understand
Okay.
this, Mr. Grintlock. If I ever hear anything bad, there is not lighthouse, there is not elevator, there is not ogre, or a grillion, or sea, or mountain, or God that will stop me from finding you, cutting out your heart, and repurposing it as a door knocker.
He stares at you for a minute,
it's pretty
and then
ugly.
he smiles, and he moves like a blur, and he takes your weapon off you, and then hands it back to you, handle first, all in like one super smooth motion.
All right, so
He hands it back to you.
all right, and I kind of chuckle and smile, and as I reach out to it, just the tips of my fingers turn a little bit gold, and they start to turn black. And as I trace his palm from taking, you get that little tingle of necrotic energy. And we each have what we are very good at. Again, decorative door knocker.
Violence is something I want to avoid.
I appreciate this. It's very draining having to heal people over and over and over again. But it's sad. I know Tolrun was looking for. I know Tolrun was looking for teacher, and not teacher that is teacher like teach me how to punch harder or faster. Tolrun is good at this. He's looking for a teacher who understands what it is to be a master. This is what he seeks. So perhaps before you go, this is information you can talk to him. Yes.
I just arranged that. He said he could give me a few reasons.
Yes.
The orcs find out where I am. It endangers you too, so you got no reason to tell them. This could work. He nods again.
Very good then. Once we're back to Crossmeet, we'll have to quickly arrange all of this. We are on a bit of a time schedule.
Maran will look at you. Did you tell us about the orc keep yet?
Yes, I'm sure he was getting to that.
Did you tell us about the orc keep yet? Because I tuned you out about half hour ago, so just wanted to make sure.
So he promises to provide you with at least a crude map of Mekhtarath.
Right.
But you know where this book is.
He has no clue, but he knows where they'd likely store it.
Oh, good.
Let me be clear. You have what? And she look at Yada. You have no clue where the book is? And he's gone. Oh my god.
He was supposed to tell us how to get into city. Not where book was.
No. Lady said he know where book is.
No,
No,
but
she
lady
didn't.
said that he would help us
No
get
one
into the
knew
city.
about the city. Except for him.
This is what happens when you don't listen.
I listen. So, okay. So, he will tell us about how to get into a castle and where they might
Every
store the
time
book.
you speak, you end up recounting what happened 5 minutes ago.
What are you talking about? There's no castle.
And accurately recounting what happened 5 minutes ago then.
Okay, fine. Rotten pile of orc dump. So,
He storms over and grabs you by the chest.
I'll
And
stab
what
him in the
you
neck.
say?
Really?
Really?
If he charges me, I will draw my rapier.
He grabs you by the chest, is what I'm doing. Like I'm grabbing you by the shirt.
The rapier point go up to his throat. I wouldn't do that.
You're gonna have to roll initiative before you can make that happen.
I wouldn't do that, Orc.
I just dropped my head in defeat.
I hold my hands out to Grim and Jordan and like, no, this is a battle they have to fight on their own.
I start taking bets.
Yeah, like we're both charging in.
Go ahead, make an initiative roll.
Okay.
What's everyone's next character?
Just remember who started it.
Yeah, he started
This is
it.
cathartic for the
No,
rest
you
of the
started
party,
it by
by the
insulting
way.
his home. Alright, so I get an 18.
I have a 19.
Alright, so go ahead. So you put the sword up to his neck. He says to you, if you don't take that down, I'll snap your neck where you stand.
Well, back down. Remember who freed you from that place.
So he shoves you backwards, and he says, I didn't need freeing. I was there by my own free will, idiot. I could have killed those ogres anytime I wanted.
So you... Listen,
Wait, she
Orc.
wasn't being obtuse on purpose? She didn't know what was going on?
Dwarves don't like orcs, and orcs don't like dwarves, so let's just leave it at that.
He says, you, I'm not going to help. He turns to Torun. You, I'll keep my word.
I kind of like, put my palms in front of my eyes, just like rub them for a minute in frustration, and I just sigh, and I go up to Belmare and I say, why don't we walk up front and make sure the road's clear.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it is the 5th of Rotting. You know that this book exchange is supposed to take place on the 7th. It is about 7 in the evening when you get back to Crossmeet, you and the 10 others. Now, this lighthouse keeper has been muffled and gagged the whole time. So you're now just outside the town of Crossmeet. How would you like to proceed?
Well, I guess first up would be the guardhouse.
Well, Haza, we have
First.
Grint with us, right? So we have to put him somewhere till it's dark enough to get him to.
All right, I'll tell you what.
I can hang with him like outside of the town. Maybe he could give me a listen then. Oran's really eager after he saw you.
Before we get to Crossmeet, I want to talk to Grim. Bamir wants to talk to Grim. So if they move away from the rest of them while we are traveling, so they can't hear it.
Yeah.
Did she shout?
He's not going to talk to you by yourself. He's got no interest in talking to you by yourself. But if you're with Talrun, that's fine.
Grim. No, so Torun and the Orc will just kind of go off away from us as we enter town, and I'll talk to Belmira then.
Sure, no problem.
So, did you hear what he said?
Well, I heard everything he said. What in particular?
That he could have killed all the half-orcs if he wanted to.
Well, yeah.
But he chose not to.
Yeah.
And this is the sort of guy you want to associate with.
Well, look, I mean, we did kill them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we're on any kind of moral high ground here.
Yeah, but they were slavers.
Yeah,
slavers are kind of like the worst kind of people you can be.
I don't disagree, and so I'm not sure where your moral objection comes in with him being able to kill them anytime he wanted.
Well, if he was there just for his own protection, because I guess he felt he was hiding amongst other orc type.
Well, then
and that make him safe.
Well, they weren't orc type; they were ogres. And
anyway, but he said he could do it. So if he chose not to do it, that's what I'm talking about. He's a bad man.
Well, yeah.
And he tried to kill Yardat. Threatened to kill Yardat.
Well, actually, I think he threatened to kill you, didn't he?
Well, he also threatened to kill me. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably threatened to kill you too. I don't know.
Well, I didn't hear that part, but.
Okay, what I'm saying is he's a bad guy, and we're in the business of putting away bad guys. This is like a major bad guy.
Yeah. When did that become your primary goal here? I'm not saying you're not right. I'm simply saying that it seems, I don't know, you know, like yourself.
The whole, we were guardians of Crossmeet and stuff like that.
Well, sure, and he's not going to do anything to Crossmeet, is he? I mean, the worst you could say about him, based on what we've seen so far.
Tolman and Yada are always going on about doing the right stuff, right? And you always say, I don't want to do the right stuff, but you always end up doing the right stuff.
Yeah, I know. Look,
so, let's get the information, and then we will let the law know where he is.
I don't see that. I don't really see the need. I mean,
he's a bad guy.
Look, the worst you can say about him is that he was apathetic to the slaves. I mean, he wasn't enslaving them himself. In fact, he was making them food. I mean, yes, it's justification. I know that it's it's a gray area, but at the same time, it's not like he was a slaver himself. He simply didn't object to their slavery, which
I mean, look, I know Yardat is different than all the other orcs and half ogres and Oscillions and ogres and whatever goes bump in the night. But the rest of them are not like that. The rest of them are savage beasts. They cannot be trusted.
Not everyone is the same. I mean, are you representative of all the dwarves that are in the world? Are they all like you?
No.
Well, then, so far, let me put it like this. I prefer to judge people on their individual merits and not on their heritage. I mean, Jordan here. Well, back there. Yeah, he's, there are many in this town who would, not give two squats if he was eaten by a troll.
I guess, but he kind of made a point. I mean, he's proven himself, right? That he's not a bad guy. Well, also to the Crossmeet. I mean, he's done all the good stuff.
But we've known this orc for the better part of a day, and we know nothing about him except that he was at least neutral on slavery.
You're confusing me. I mean, do you want to do good, or you don't want to do good?
I rub my head in frustration. Yes, but we need to pick our fights, and I just don't think that calling him out to the authorities at this point, he hasn't done anything.
I don't know, but listen, the few the stuff that we know about Yardat and where he's from, right?
Yeah.
And now his mom is here, which is kind of confusing because he has two moms and they're all humans. That doesn't add up.
You're muddying the waters now. Don't worry about that.
I had a point somewhere. This scratches a Jake. Oh yeah, he's he's a trusting fella, right? And I think it's a mistake to let him go back with her mom back home.
Look,
you saw how fast he was. That was pure luck that I got my rapier out in time.
Sure, but he also, I don't doubt that he probably could have killed you.
Hmm?
He didn't, did he? I mean, he could have escaped from us any time.
I guess. I'm just saying, I don't know.
And if he had gone into that situation, he could have easily been one of the slavers. He could have been hired by him.
My moral bearing might have been confused and muddled with my time with the gnomes, because gnomes will do that. They will taint your soul, because they're just wild and wicked people that will corrupt everything they touch, and he spits on the ground. But I still remember back from when I was a wee lad, at the stories, that you're either doing good or you're doing evil. You have to choose.
My experience, and I'm quiet for a long time as I think back to seeing my master burning, and I kind of shake my head. I say, the world isn't always as black and white as we'd like it to be.
I know.
We've all done questionable things.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think in this case...
Yeah, I know that we sometimes steal and we sometimes cheat, and sometimes we might... we're on the shady side of the road. But we always somehow end up doing the right thing.
Except for the mermaids.
I came after that.
Yeah, Grim is innocent.
That wasn't me. Just saying.
Okay, well, look, you're a smart guy. I'm tired. I have a headache. I seriously think I've been poisoned. So,
I nod condescendingly, not believing that he's been poisoned.
I just hope it turns out that it doesn't go bad.
Well, I suspect Jodette's mom will know how to handle herself around the orc. I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm not sure how to take that comment.
Yeah. That's kind of.
Well, fortunately, Jodette's not listening, and so I just gonna shrug and say, worst case scenario, maybe he'll have a new dad.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys succeed in getting the slaves beds for the night, as well as arranging travel for them home the next day. With your mother, you're giving her special treatment, though? You're taking her to the 3 in that?
Yeah, I'm going to take her to the 3, and I'll probably, I guess, like, after we get Grinth into the slag pit and sort of explain to Slag what's going on and the plan for all that, I'll probably then spend a good chunk of the evening downstairs in the 3 with my mom, talking to her about the fact that, yes, I just met her for the first time in so many years and I'm still sending her butt back home.
Okay. So you are able to get Grinth into there. You don't think anyone saw or paid particular attention. And before he departs, Grinth Talrun promises that he will keep his word before he leaves?
Yeah, I'll be checking up on him constantly.
So the
No,
lighthouse.
he doesn't want you to check up on him constantly.
Okay, I will check up on
He's in
him
hiding.
constantly until he tells me.
He's in hiding. He will contact
Don't
you
fucking
before
do
he
that.
leaves.
So after I'm getting that message, I'll be like, well, basically just like a kid that's waiting for like a parcel to be delivered to his house. He can't wait and just staring at the house, even though Torun's normal routine would probably pass the time enough. He's still like acting like that, like super impatient.
Okay, so you've got the slaves taken care of. Balmera, you get your mushrooms and you're back at home. Jada, you're the three with your mom, and Grim.
I'm gonna go back to our house.
Okay.
And I'm tired. I'm frustrated, and now what did we decide to do with the lighthouse operator? Did we turn him over to the guard post, or are we dumping him into our root cellar to torture for weeks on end?
I would say
Puts the notion on his skin.
I would say we probably just turn him straight over to.
Sorry.
I would say we turn him over to. What's his fit? Ivan.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, yeah. So we'll
Either
do
that, or
later.
we pull a flash and we start using that school of magic as our own personal like prison for all these villains we run across.
Which magic?
The magic school, like the places behind the illusionary rocks.
Oh.
We can start using that as our own personal prison for all the villains we run across.
No, because as we all know, they will just conspire and somehow merge into one supervillain or something.
Oh crap!
Everybody do it all at once.
Form of.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But so, yeah, we'll take him over to Ivan and drop him off.
Okay, Ivan's gone home, but you definitely drop him off to Bram, the dwarven guard, who... this is what happens when there's not enough King's Guards running the roads.
Yeah, we just give him a nickel version of what was going on. You know?
Yeah, slavers. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know, run-of-the-mill slavers. That's all.
He tells you he's going to send word to both the mayor of Crossmeet and of Bryce, and they can try and find a lighthouse replacement, lighthouse keeper replacement, because they got to have that going. It's not safe.
As it would happen,
and he boots the lighthouse keeper into a cell.
As it would happen, one of the slaves was in fact familiar, in a sense, with the operation of lighthouse. I think it would be fair to give them a shot first. And while we're waiting on the people from Bryce and the Crossmeet, at least that way for the next couple of days, no ships get wrecked.
Now you're bullshitting him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you make me a bluff check, but I'm gonna give you advantage because he really doesn't care very much.
All right.
Isn't he the one that hates us?
Well, I rolled a 6 and a 17 for a total of 19.
Yeah, that's fine. Less paperwork for me. Good.
All right, now all you gotta do is figure out how to work a lighthouse before we destroy the shipping economy of Crossmeet.
So he locks the former lighthouse keeper away.
Right.
So we'll put that on our to-do list.
I give Grim a little thumbs up.
Yeah, as we walk out, I murmur to him, I was like, "Well, yeah, how hard can it be?"
It's a big torch. You light it.
But now we'll give each of you 10 gold.
Excellent. Things are looking up.
Okay, so Jada, you are at the 3 with your mother. She is going to basically relate to you what's happened since she saw you last.
Right, and
she tells you that.
My understanding is the last time she saw me was when she realized that she wasn't in a position to take care of a half-orc child, so she turned me over to the people who raised me. Correct? That's pretty much the last time I really saw her.
You were that information, if you would be told that, because in your backstory you said you wouldn't even recognize her.
Right. That's because
you wouldn't know her face.
That's what. That's
so yes, that information comes from your parents. So what she
Okay.
tells you is, in fact, that she was a thief, and when she was dating your father and got pregnant with you, and she stole from the wrong people. Like she just, like when you steal from the mob kind of thing. And so she knew she had to get out, and also she knew that if she was exposed as a thief, Duquesne, your father's family, being from a family of wealth, the shame it would have brought them. So that she was afraid that her actions, even though Duquesne had no knowledge of it, of her thievery, would have brought shame to the family. And so she decided it was best for you to leave you with him.
Okay.
And she split. She wrote Duquesne several times over the years about you. She's basically been moving around. Recently, she's been living in Bryce.
Okay. I'm writing a note real fast over here.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to her about how things have been going, and life, and how it was growing up. The adopted son, but son of a fairly wealthy. I mean, definitely wealthy individual, and
Okay. So she tells you that, her life has been pretty good. In fact, until recently when she was kidnapped, and she was actually even seeing someone briefly, and he died defending her from the slaves who grabbed her.
Oh, okay.
But she's really glad to see you, and she again repeats that you saved her life. She figures another week or two and she would have been shipped off. So there's a lot of tearful smiles and hand holding, that sort of thing.
By the way, Grim is just going back to the house, and he's going to be writing some notes about some of his experiences in this recent endeavor, and finishing up some spells in his book that he's been working on that have now sort of come to seem to have solidified in his mind, and he's kind of feverishly writing the last of those down, and spending a good portion of the evening and into the night doing that. The end.
Sorry, a bunch of private messages going on here. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. So you guys definitely get settled in for the evening. The other thing of note that happens is that Bade comes by late and confirms your success. He wants to know if your mission was successful. He heard you were back in town. So that would be Belmar and Grim, who are at home.
Oh, okay.
Bade,
Okay.
the lady's servant, he wants to know if your mission was successful. He heard you were back in town. Oh yeah, maybe you're there too, Torrin. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, and invite him in and close the door.
Part 1 was successful.
The lady wishes to know if you met with the orc and were able to get the information.
I say, indeed we have. We're going to have a map and other information very soon.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Perhaps stop by the lady before you make plans to Mektaroth, and
of course,
she has some information she wishes to convey to you, and of course pay you.
Of course, we're understandably rather exhausted. It's been a difficult day, but we will see her in the morning.
Excellent. Thank you. Good evening. He bows, makes his way out. So, go ahead.
How many days have we been in town now, more or less?
It is the 5th of rotting. You arrived in Crossmeet on the 11th of leaf fall. So it has been 24 days, 25 days.
Okay. Is that enough time for Bamero to have finished the chain shirt?
Finish what?
Chain shirt?
Chain shirt.
The chain shirt she's been re-knitting.
Finish your shirt, you said?
Chain shirt.
She had been re-knitting a chain shirt.
Yeah, sure, yes, absolutely. Sure.
Okay, so you'll give that to Jarad when he comes back.
Okay. So is there anything else you guys want to accomplish this evening? I'm going to, Jarad, I'm going to ask you to cross off. I'm going to say 2 gold, and you can put your mother up in a very nice place for the evening. A very nice room with a bath.
The only other thing is, are we arranging the transport of my mother and Grinth tonight? Or are they going to hang out in town for a couple of days and then we're doing it?
Yes.
Yes. They're hanging out for days. Yeah.
The latter.
I will say that I've given Grimflock the crowns, even if we're going to arrange like transport separately. But I've given him that 30 crowns of money.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll introduce my mother to Faye just so she has some sort of person to talk to for the next couple of days.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent.
Which is kind of weird introducing Faye to my mother, but you know, whatever.
Faye, this is my mother. Gotta run. That's unusual.
Pay no attention.
And I will. We don't need to roleplay it out, but I am gonna stop by Eppin and just clue him in on the fact that there was a slaver ring going on, and so there may be some sort of. If he hears anything on the shadier side of things, not that he participates in that, but if he hears anything, you know, I can make it worth his while to let me know about that.
He seems suitably horrified by the information.
Yeah.
And you can see the wheels turning in his head as he thinks about the possibilities, and he nods and agrees to your request.
Okay. And then also, I guess at some point, Grim and I will go by the Ambolts and see if we can't hire 2 of them and a wagon to go retrieve the boxes from the bottom of this basement, with the understanding that it might be a little bit dangerous.
Okay, so we'll say that happens the next day.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so the morning comes, you guys get a long rest, and you can go up to level 5.
Mm-hmm.
Grintlock provides you with a rather crude map of Mektaroth. You can ask him questions about it.
Which is the location that he said they're likely to store it? The storage or the commerce?
He tells you that there's a storage building here that's not far from Military Gaze, but he tells you that there's a busy tavern here that a lot of the military like to hang out in. So it's not like it's closely watched.
Okay.
You can ask whatever questions you like about the place.
So,
how many orcs live there?
Yeah.
That's an important thing to know.
5.
Oh, I like that answer. 5 is good.
All of them.
Yep. Rob's not objecting. Wait.
Oh, crap.
So, you're going to date rape the GM. Okay, well, that's fine. Nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my outside voice, wasn't it?
Right. What he meant was we're going to Bill Cosby him.
Sorry,
That's worse. That's significantly worse.
Yeah, that's a lot worse.
So one of the questions we know we're asking him is how many orcs or orc-like beings, how many people are there?
About 500 men, women, and children.
Oh.
So I was close, but I was off by a factor of
100.
Yeah. So I'm also going to ask him if this is like the government of the stronghold is making this trade, or is it like one individual orc who took this book on a plunder is selling it?
Yeah, it's more B than A. He tells you they just raid places, they find junk that's not of use to their limited brains, so they just sell it off for money to anybody who wants it.
And, so they all have like their communal storage area?
A communal what? Like, they do have like a sort of chain of command, but yes.
Yeah.
I'll show you the map again. You can see it.
Right.
Now, by storage, I don't mean this is all military storage. These are all like warehouses and things like that. But he tells you that there is a military storage building.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to understand. So is it kind of like the orcs go out on a raid?
Barracks. Here would be like the headquarters. There are
what I'm asking is
above the fort.
Is it like an orc goes on a raid, they take what they can, and they put it into like their storage container, and like this is the stuff that I can, hawk?
Sort of. They go in groups. They will go in small skirmishes, raids, raid a place. Anything that's not immediately valuable, like of obvious value, gets chucked into storage for appraisal or to be sold off at a future time.
All right. And there's no chance they would know true value of the book, or be able to properly determine the value.
He doesn't even know of this book, so he can't help you.
Okay, so they don't have historians or anyone arcane talented there? Could happen.
There are some wizards amongst the orcs.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
But it's not like every time there's a raid, this stuff is like immediately poured over and scrutinized. It's looser than that.
Yeah.
Less organized than that.
Okay, I think you have a good grasp on what it's going to be like then.
Okay. I said you guys can ask whatever you like.
Other than walking through the front gate, how do we get in?
He has no idea. There's 2 gates you can walk through. One, the east gate is the main gate. Like it's a gate would be used by most traffic. The south gate isn't open too often.
Seems like subterfuge would be our best bet.
Where are they discussing this again?
I'm assuming this is the next day, maybe. So Grinth would have given you this map last night. So maybe it's the next day, and over breakfast you guys are poring over the map. I'm just going to assume you've asked them all these questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there animals we need to worry about, like war dogs or?
He tells you they have some, but it's not like they patrol the place because it's all orcs. If you're not an orc, well, you're going to stand it.
So we need to go in and get the book, right?
Like they would have war dogs. They would probably take with them on raids and stuff, and so some would live there. But it's not like there's regular patrols. There's a couple of watch posts that stand up above the fort.
But Grim and I could disguise ourselves as orcs and go in.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Be the most probably the safest way.
Get the book. Get the hell out of there.
I do speak some Orc. Do you speak Orc at all, Belmira?
Isn't it just grunts and sniffles?
Well, there's a bit more to it than that, but if you let me do the talking, we should be okay.
Yeah, I'll just be a mute orc. I have a battle wound.
Yeah, maybe we'll put a bandage around your throat or something. Make it look sufficiently
And
good.
maybe
We'll get some pig blood or something.
Well.
What was that?
And maybe it could help with the disguise as well.
Exactly. Well, the illusions we use are pretty solid. And orcs aren't very bright. No offense.
How long can they hold?
Well, about an hour or so.
Hour. And the plan is not to impersonate the buyers. It's to
just to be common orcs, so we can walk freely, right?
Yeah, basically.
And once we
and
found
what
out,
do we enjoy that? Do we wait outside for you?
I suppose that makes
I
sense.
don't suppose you can make yourself invisible by any chance.
No, I can't make myself look invisible.
Can you make yourself really, really tiny so you can fit into my pocket?
Well, I can't quite make him that tiny. I can make him smaller, but not that tiny.
Well, we could take the risk. But we could take you in as prisoners, maybe. But that's maybe.
That would help us if we were trying to get into the prison.
Yeah, but
yes,
it's probably taking too much of a risk.
Because do orcs take prisoners? Because they're not quite known for that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So we don't know what to do with prisoners. But I have ideas. But well, Bamera has been wearing that gold circlet.
Yes.
And you said that what was the circlet that had arcane scriptings on it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what is that anyway?
Okay. That's how you want to do it.
Could she get Grim to cast a detect magic on it the night before?
That'd be easy enough.
Sure, and the answer is yes.
I say, if you want, I'll take a look at it, and I put up my hand.
Yeah, but I mean, how are you doing that whole bonding stuff?
You got to spend time with it.
Yeah, basically a short.
In other words, you can magically speed it up, or spending time with it will result in the same effect.
Yeah.
So, like an identify spell gets to you now, or spending a little time with it gets to you soon.
So, is that a short rest?
You spend a short rest studying it. A short rest might give you a property or a hint. A long rest would probably tell you what it is, unless it's a fairly powerful, like if it had multiple abilities. Maybe you could learn one a night, that kind of thing.
Okay, so let's assume she did that.
All right. I'll let you retro that. So it is a circlet of blasting. I'll post the stats right here in a moment. So it is about 9:30 in the morning. What would you like to do?
Still discuss what we're going to do with this.
You know, the whole issue with this plan is that if something goes wrong...
Well, you would find an issue with every plan, right?
Well, I'm just saying if it goes wrong, there's only Grimmen either.
You're right, we should minimize the potential risk to the party.
Maybe
you should go in there by yourself.
Maybe if we... do you want to get stabbed?
I'm going to stand up like she just challenged me to a fight.
Okay.
I roll my eyes.
She ignores him and points to the map to the other side of the front gate. if Grim and I get in here and we can get to this part of the.
So ignoring me is surprise, right?
I'm sorry, what's the question? Ignoring? If she's ignoring you, she's ignoring you. It's pretty straightforward, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm attacking. Well, hitting her on the head.
Okay.
I do want to adjudicate this.
You probably
roll the hit.
Roll the hit. All right.
Well, yeah, you're going to get advantage for sure.
Okay, that is a 19 on the die.
Punch. You're pissing off a lot of people today, Belmera.
Well, they're the violent ones.
It's all their
3
fault.
days and 3 people have have assaulted me during conversation. I wonder if there's a connection. So that's 7 points of bludgeoning.
Do you use your kung fu?
Yes.
Punches you in the face for 7 points of damage. Grim observes.
Yeah.
She will kick
hit.
back the chair and look very angrily at you. I will not use the circle of blasting, but I will cast sleep on your face.
Okay.
Guys.
So she goes like this, and her hands flares up, almost like before when they flared up with that golden fleck, because she kind of copied Yada, but now they flares red, and she goes like into your face.
Do they still have counter spells in 5th edition?
They do.
There is a counter spell. Mike Sly Flourish was talking about counter spells and shit like that. It's a reaction spell. I think it's level 4.
Well, no, I didn't know if it was. I don't know if it used to be you could.
And
cast the same school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I believe the way it works in 5e is there's a spell called counter spell.
There is
And I
that.
think
It's a level 4 spell.
Yeah, let me
Is
check.
that you need to roll arcane, or is that the one where it's like you need to use a certain level to counter a spell or something? I can't remember.
I don't remember, but I know it's a level 4 spell. You got to be level 7 to have it. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I know that.
It's a level 3 spell.
Oh, my bad.
Wizards.
Corrected.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on taking that one, but
And it's an yeah. If the creature is casting a spell of level 3 or lower, it fails. I think it's a reaction spell. It doesn't.
Yeah, it is. So what happened with the sleep spell?
you have to roll 5d8.
Yep.
10, 15, 16, 24.
How many hit points do you have, Talrun?
38 plus my level 5 hit points.
Okay, so for about 2 seconds you feel drowsy and then you shake it off.
Did you cast a spell of me?
She kind of looks surprised that the spell fails.
I actually kind of mostly surprised that I
Grim doesn't have a few hit points, right?
going on.
What's that?
Say that again, Talrun?
What about Grim?
I kind of just feel surprised right now.
Oh, okay.
Why are you hitting me? Why are you all hitting me?
Everyone's hitting you. The common factor in that is you.
See, I'm not hitting you. You're hitting me. What the fuck's wrong with you? Jesus, what? Oh, and she takes the chair and she pulverizes it into the wall. Oh my God! Stop!
The surprise kind of goes away as she has that little speech. So I then kind of feel enraged again, and I strike at her.
I'm gonna use a reaction and put a shield up between them. I have shield, which is a reaction spell. So I just put a shield between them.
Right?
Just gives you a bonus to armor class, right?
Yeah, so it's gonna be a bonus. Bonus to bonus armor class. Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right, man.
good, but
it gives her a +5 to AC.
me?
Yeah.
So, what is your AC now?
19.
Okay. So that's only 2 hits.
So basically, a couple times he hits this barrage in between two of them, shimmering.
Actually, you can't do that. It's the range is self.
Oh, okay. What would her armor class have been then?
14, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, that is 3 hits. And
well, what if I stepped in front of her and did it?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna take some of the blows.
Yeah, I'll do that then. I will step in front of her and do the shield.
all right. Since So, how do we adjudicate that? I got 3 hits. So, do we say like Grim?
Technically, it would be an 8 action, right? Mechanic-wise, what she's an 8 action, right?
I guess.
I think he's trying to make himself the target instead of you the target, so he's shielded.
Yeah.
So I get
So
cover.
you're attacking Grimm's bonus armor class.
Yeah.
Not
so my total armor class would be 17.
So however many hits that would be. You strike Grimm then.
Okay.
That would be 2, right?
Oh no, it would be 3. I feel like I would stop if Grim got in the way though.
Yeah,
Alright, so I'm going to say just the first one connects.
I'm going to take the first hit, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's just 6 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. So you definitely you see Tauren punch Balmera and then try to punch Balmera again. Grim steps in the way and Grim gets punched.
See the shimmering shield between them as it deflects to the side.
So, are we practicing for later tomorrow?
Balmera looks furious. He'll step in, kind of slide in to the side of him.
I turn to her and I say, back off. This is not what we're about.
She looks at Grim and she her clenched fists will become low. She will lower her clenched fist and kind of gives out a hiss. Fine. She'll walk away.
Go to your room. Go to your room, young lady.
She'll kick a barrel.
Okay.
I now turn on Talrun. I say, I thought you were supposed to be balanced in wisdom and shit like that. And you're letting her get to you?
I guess, but I don't understand.
How long? Admittedly, we haven't known Balmera for a long time, but you should know by now that she has the tact of a drunk troll.
No. I know this. I knew it 30 minutes after meeting her. I don't know what came over me. I need air. I just begin to move outside.
Okay, so when you get outside, you see Bade standing there. He's like, the lady wishes to know
go inside.
You can see a literal storm cloud over Torrent's head. So maybe he should make an insight check and just move the fuck out of his way.
So Bade kind of goes like, getting wide around you. and then knocks on the door, is gazing upon you the entire time.
I guess I'll answer the door.
Yes, the lady wishes to know if you are still coming. We have but the day.
What are we? What? Why? No. Yes. I thought we were supposed to get booked, then talk to her. What do we need to talk to her now for?
Yeah.
She has some information pertinent,
No,
I
this.
believe.
Yes.
I just turn and shout towards Belmera's room. I say, Belmera, we're going out. We'll be right back. And I walk over and I just kind of pat, John out on the shoulder, saying, let's just go talk to her.
Yes. The other two of our companions have preparations to make for the trip.
Now, see, if this were a movie, this would be when we would come back and we would find Belmera dead and Torrin would be the suspect.
I'm the most likely suspect.
That's right.
But then in reality, later on, we figure out it was Grinth. Or my mother.
Dun dun dun.
Alright, so, yeah.
Illusion.
We'll go with Bade, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he leads you to Lady LeSever's manor, and he walks in, and she greets you downstairs. She says, "Oh, I'm glad to see you. We're running a little short on time. I've received word that Markel was injured, but he's making his way here with Cam's aid." She hands you a small iron box, and inside you can see that there are holders for 6 vials. 2 of the holders are empty, but 4 of the vials contain a bluish liquid. She tells you, these will disguise you as orcs. They will last but 1 hour each. Good luck. If things go well, I will have you over for supper, and I will answer any questions you may ask.
Well, we appreciate that.
Is there any supplies you need for the trip?
How far away is it?
It's probably about 5 hours if you ride. It would be longer if you walked.
I'm thinking bringing our beasts would be a bad idea, because we're going to have to secure them someplace, and a place like this is going to have patrols where they could stumble upon them. So
We could always we could ride them close and then leave them somewhere else.
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering though. How far away? We don't know how far away they're going to have patrols.
Well, I mean, if it's a 5-hour ride, it's going to be what, a 10 or...
Their patrols are going to pretty much, unless you happen across one that's going from point A to point B, the patrols are basically a line of sight. The place is, cleared out an area like an area of forest, so it's just going to be line of sight. There isn't outdoor patrols that leave the fortress.
Well, if we could get some extra feed for our beasts, that would be.
You have plenty of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why should we have to spend ours?
Extra rope would be good. Yes. Some additional oil for lamps and perhaps for lighting the entire place on fire.
No. We mustn't stir that up.
Well, no. There was this bit of exaggeration.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, of course.
6 hours later, and castle is burning.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and also perhaps this book. I do not imagine that orcs up there have many books. But what does book look like in case there's more than one book?
I have not seen the book, but It should have Elven writing upon it.
Oh.
I can't imagine there'll be many books in the world that would have Elven writing upon them.
That makes it a lot easier. I just didn't want to bring you back some like ship's journal of fish for a day, written in dwarf or something. No one reads that crap.
Do you have any notion of how big it is?
The book? No. As I said, I have not seen it. Markel and Tam overheard a conversation about an exchange that the archer was making to.
As a student of the arcane arts, I've seen books ranging in size from small ones that can fit in your pocket to tomes that would take two rather strong men to lift. So there's quite a range.
Know.
So large.
I don't know.
Very well. Then we'll bring along a separate pack just for that, just in case.
I don't suppose she wants to loan us a spyglass.
A spyglass? Sure. I think you could arrange for it's a simple one. I mean, not like a powerful magical one, but yeah, sure.
Well, no, not magical.
No, the reason I was asking is PHB has us listed at 1,000 gold pieces. So
yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to offer you a simple one. She'll loan you a simple one.
Right.
It is a device that she would use for looking at someone might use for looking at the stars if they were an amateur astronomer, and that's in this kind of day and age. So you can't imagine there's going to be many. But she has an interest.
At the magical tunnel that was hidden, the rope was held up by this hook thing. Belmera called it something. I don't remember what it's called. But perhaps
grappling hook.
Yes, that thing. Is it possible to get one or two of those?
You still have one, eh? You were able to recover that one, as I recall.
Yeah, I know. Just one or two more kids is more.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
And the only other things I'm going to ask her for, Rob, and she may not have them.
Before you tell me, let me tell you some information that Grinthlock would have conveyed.
Yeah.
He tells you that the fort is basically made up of the walls. The outer walls are 20-foot high logs, sharpened at the top.
Okay.
That's pretty much what you're going to be dealing with. Wooden walls all the way around, and there are some towers that stand up above the walls that can see.
That's fine.
They're within the walls.
We can deal with that.
I'm just saying that might inform what supplies you want.
Yeah.
A climber's kit would be good then.
Okay.
And perhaps I've seen some.
She agrees to that, but she says hopefully you will not need these. The potions.
Agreed.
Get in disguised.
Perhaps not so much for on the way in, but if something goes wrong and they notice something's amiss, a book is missing, whatever, we may need them for a way out.
Of course.
I think that should just about cover it, and certainly a fine dinner with some excellent spirits when we return would not be turned down.
Please, I insist. When you return here, clean yourselves up and change and join me in my manor for a feast and.
When you come back, clean your dirty selves up.
Answers that I can provide.
Yeah.
A couple of crates of raw goods. It does not matter what. It could be spice, could be metal, whatever. Reason that we would be coming there with something is perhaps unknown to these orcs. I don't want to deal with too many questions of why are you here and we've never seen you before. If we have reason for going there, it makes it better.
Fine. So she conveys all this to Bade, and you're going to get a couple of crates of, say, unprocessed furs from Murgy and his wife. Fair enough. And all the rope, the grappling hooks, the oil,
spyglass.
Yeah, a simple one, but she wants a spyglass back.
Right.
The rest you can keep.
Understandable.
And okay, and she wishes you luck and God's speed in safely returning to her.
All right, we thank her and we retreat from her chamber.
Okay.
Rob, as far as sending messages down south, is the fastest way a boat or like a swift travel?
6 of one, half dozen of another.
All right. Well, in that case, on our way back to our house, take the long way. I'm gonna stop by Swift's, and I'm gonna go ahead and pen out a letter to my dad. Hey, my other mom is coming there. She got captured, was enslaved. Da 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 da. Please look out for her. Also, we're sending this orc. Can't really tell you why. Just trust me. It's for the better of the whole world. If you put him somewhere safe that no one's going to ever find him ever. And then I say, P.S. I don't mean kill him.
Okay. So
we didn't dealt with what?
You would know that your mother and Grint have plans to leave on a ship which departs tomorrow.
All right. So if Swift Travel sends out a rider tonight, he would still beat the boat there.
Yes.
Okay. So then, yeah, that would be preferable. And
okay.
Also at the end of it, I'll ask how what's his face is doing down south. The other guy I sat down there and told him to go talk to my father. I don't remember who it was. Whatever it was. I'll inquire about it.
How's what's his face doing?
So Faisal agrees.
Was it the assassination?
Was it one of the assassination guys?
I feel like that's something you would have done.
It was Egan.
I'm not sure.
It was
Egan. Egan Fagram. Yeah.
So yeah.
I'll inquire about Egan also.
Okay.
And promise not to send any more refugees down south before we dirty up our community. And I don't mean that politically for anybody who's watching.
Okay.
Dwarves everywhere take offense.
Damn it.
So Faisal agrees to send the message off.
Sweet.
And he tells you it'll take half a 10-day to get a message.
That's fine. I know from personal experience that boat ride is somewhere between 7 and 10 days. So
the problem is boat ride is part boat and part land.
Yeah. So
disembark and all that. Okay. So from after doing that, you have your information, you have your equipment you need, and you head out towards Mektarath. The journey takes you over a lot of rough land, fields, tall grasses, sections of forest, and finally you stand at a point where you're about, I'm going to say about 300 yards, maybe less, maybe 200 yards away from Mektarath. So you can see that it is a fortress of tall logs, pretty much as Grinth described, about 200 feet by 150 feet. There are 2 wide doors on the south side which are closed, but the 2 doors on the east side are clearly open. They're in a standing open position. Occasionally you'll see a horse or rider come in or out, and you can see a road that leads off to the west and then goes north. And this might be a good place to break right here, for you.
Okay.
That you guys can come up with a plan to invade Mektarath. You have your potions with you that can make you look like an orc. They will last 1 hour.
Yes, and obviously we let our companions know we have them.
Fair enough.
So how are we going to get into it? Oh, we have the potions. Don't worry about it.
All right. So thanks everybody who's watching, and we'll see y'all. We might not be playing next week. I think Steve can't make it. So we might do a little impromptu game, but we'll pick up the campaign within 2 weeks. Bye.
Au revoir.